aha moment on this conference that I went for in Nairobi, when the South African Minister of Transport stood up in the gathering where there are political parties from all over the world, and he said to me, he said, I want to applaud Liberia because your election was so tight, hotly contested, and President Bouaka only defeated President Weah less than 30,000 votes. And yet, President Weah conceded. He said, you people should continue that democracy. I was proud. I'm going to say anyway, therefore, President, we have to concede and keep our democracy on the path it is. It's something, of course, I'm proud of, and I'm happy he did that. I will praise him any day for that, because not many Africans can do that. Look, let's stop all these political norms. When people do something good, praise them. He could have stayed in power like other people. Yes, he could have done that. When President Bouaka...
It's your bonaro, that it work out. That on money work out. That it still work out. One on money black out. Yo, yeah, before. Yo, yeah. That it work out. That on money work out. That it still work out. One on money black out. We not here for it. We got baby a dream. It's time for us to pull hands together. Move our country forward. Let's stop the hate. Pushing fake messages. Let us stop the honor money. Yeah. Well, I in Liberia, overseas. You paint your country black. You feel style on social media. You are welcome. No need no blame. Honor money blackout. You gotta stop it. All the hate messages you preaching, you're not doing it to the blackout. You're doing it to the people, the poor people, the people you claim to love, the people you want to rule. That it work out, that honor money work out, that it still work out. One honor money blackout, yo yeah before, yo yeah. That it work out, that honor money work out. That it still work out. One on money blackout. We not here for it. We got baby a dream. Work out making us hating one another. Encouraging us to spoil our country needs. We should go and demonstrate. You will be there. Demonstrate yeah. Let me ask you work out. When we spoil our country, who will help us fix it? They say no, work out, say no. When you bring all a hala, who will help us settle it? They say no, work out, say no. Taking shock out of getting power. We not yet for that kind of flower. Work out, get black out, the chance we are one. We are one. Get president, we are the chance we are one. We are one. Can't you see? He's very rose. We are one. We are one. He's building hospital for all of us. We are one. We are one. Take a look at the estates he's building. We are one. We are one. Say nothing, we get you military hospital. We are one. We are one. Say nothing, we just in new market. We are one. We are one. Build new head office for the free poor of Monrovia. We are one. We are one. Send our doctors and students abroad for the farm study. We are one. We are one. Provide scholarship for LU and pay one fee. We are one. We are one. So what do you must do in 2 years to please you work out? I get out of see. You say we should go and demonstrate. You will be there. Demonstrate, yeah. Let me ask you work out. When we spoil our country, who will help us face it? They say no, work out, say no. When you bring all a hala, who will help us settle it. They say no no, I can't say no no. Taking shock or gain power. We not yet for that kind of power. Work out, get black out, the chance oh. That it work out. That on money wreck out. That it still work out. One on money black out. Yo yeah before. Yo yeah. That it work out. That on money wreck out. That it still work out. One on money black out. We not here for it. We can pay their dream. It's your narrow.
Oh, all right, fellow Liberians, home and abroad. It's a privilege again for us to be on here. And as always, we see this as one of the most golden opportunity whenever we have the time to interact with our people, to have, a very wonderful conversation where we can agree to disagree or we can disagree to agree. One thing I always say is that all of us, whether you agree with me or not, whether we are part of the same political institution or have the same political ideology, but one thing I know, Liberia belongs to every one of us. The differences is that the way you see things is different from how we see it. And the reason why we believe that what we see or how we see it is the right way is because it has been tested. We've tried you. We've given you the opportunity. And the way and manner in which you proceeded or you are proceeding is an indication that you can bring nothing good to the table. You can't bring any good thing to the table. That is, you cannot prove yourself worthy of what we have given you. We've been tried. And from what people have seen now, they can easily deduce who has the ability to do certain things, as far as improving their life development and etc is concerned. But join us today. We're going to have a very wonderful time. It's going to be very interesting. This few days we were out, and the reason why we were out was because we had other issues going on. But we are grateful that we are here, and I am grateful to always have my brother here with me, my brother Frank. My brother Frank, how are you, sir? Welcome again.
Thank you so much, Honorable Prince. Thank you so much.
How's everything? How's the Oma?
She's doing good. I think she's in her room. She's off today.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, so we are going to be discussing several issues, fellow Liberians. Join us. Let's have this wonderful discussion. Some of it you may not agree with us, and we understand. We appreciate the fact that you have your own different political view, the way you see things. But again, like we always say to every one of us, we just urge that you be respectful in the way you disagree. I can disagree with you by using all of the strong words, but what we encourage people not to do is to use invectives. You don't have to insult me. I don't have to insult you to get my point across. I can get my point across as easy as anything can be without using any invectives. So again, we want to appeal to all of you. We want to appeal to all of you. Let's interact, but again, be very civil. Because here we are not for thousands of comments. That is not what we are looking for. We are looking for people that brings value to the discussion, people that add value to the discussion. And all of your comments are all worth, commending. We want to commend all of you. In a special way, I want to welcome my own brother, Jake. Jake, how are you, Chief?
Yes, salute to you and Frank and to the followers. Salute everybody. Salute to you. And you have to share the video. And pray, let me say this. Let's say this. Even the followers that will be writing here, if they try to insult, pray we can block them. Let me tell you, We can be appeal to anybody here, or they like it, let it go on class reloaded. They admit, and they go on class reloaded, or they watch spoon talk, like reality. We can be sugarcoat nothing here. So if they like it, we black them. Yeah, but they insult anybody, we black them. Or they go to Prophet Key, then they go to other online that they like.
Definitely.
Yeah, we told them we don't preach propaganda here. We tell you reality with a relay video. So that's it.
You are 100% right, and I agree with you on that. Again, I want to say to all of you, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much, Amos J. Vincent. Thank you so much. We appreciate your presence. Phoebe Warite, thank you so much, Phoebe Warite. We appreciate you. Judith, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Emmanuel, thank you so much, my friend, for your presence here. And all of you who are joining us on other platforms, we want to say you are welcome. We appreciate you all for us here. Let's have a wonderful, very wonderful time. So all of you are highly welcome. We appreciate all those of you who are seeing and those of you who we are not seeing. We want to say welcome and thank you. I want us to start from a very slow pace before getting on to the deeper political issues that we have. I want us to start from the issue of the World Cup that is going to be held here in the US. I want to hear your view, my brother Jake. I don't know, but I want to hear your view relative to the World Cup that the US is going to be hosting. In your own mind, what are some of the benefits you think? That countries that are going to be participating in the World Cup, are going to kind of like tap out of. Let's hear from you, sir.
Yeah, let me to the follower once again. Salute. You're here to share this video. Sharing is free. Let me say something concerning the World Cup. I know we've been blessed, Liberia been blessed. George Weah is our icon concerning football. He's a friend to the FIFA, personal friend to the FIFA president, Infantino from Italy, the FIFA boss. Everybody know the story. He's a chairman on racism and discrimination. He have 2 offices. In reality, you can fact check anything in Geneva and in Morocco. He's a chairman on racism. So he get a lot of piece of job to do. Let's say from next month until the World Cup, probably in June and July in America. I told people here, FIFA worth over, let's say, $6 billion. FIFA in general, the world governing body for football, $6 billion. Huge amount of money with a B. The title George Weah get because he like to talk. Huge amount of money, huge. The budget for him and his team. So a lot of African on the team. The president will be traveling probably February or March to a lot of countries all around the world to put FIFA on that stage for the World Cup. Will be massive World Cup ticket already sold out in America. And for the football country, for the football continent now, Europe, the way football breathe, we live, everything we do here, the way you get American NFL, basketball, we breathe football, we live and breathe football. That is the major sport here in the whole European Union. So we get UEFA. UEFA is a European governing body. FIFA is the whole world. So we'll be massive. I think 6 African, but I'm making 6 African team qualify already for the World Cup. Tickets sold already in America. Georgia will be engaging to a lot of African countries, European countries, South America. So Georgia will have a business schedule coming 2 months from now. You'll be traveling all around the world because they don't want race. It hard to eliminate racism or discrimination. Always exist because we are different type of people, different breed of people, but they want to limit it. So if I tell you, Georgia got a huge budget, over 100 to 200 million facts budget. If some will be playing the World Cup, two meetings will be playing the World Cup. You'll be playing for America. So all eyes will be in America. So the World Cup starting from 2 months from here from Europe. After the European competition, Everything, everybody will be gluing to the worker. America will be heavily charged. Tourism, all people, a lot of people there, beside the football tool, they seen America sponsoring the Olympic. So a lot of activity, and then you're 250 years anniversary of the independence of America. So every package is there in America. So a lot of people, maybe private Liberians will travel. It depends. Citizen in America. So it will be heavily charged, and Georgia will play a massive part in our whole worker city scenario. So because he's a chairman on racism, he had huge tasks to undertake. He will travel to South America, Arab world, to a lot of places. Then right after the workout now, in August, so that's in September now, then probably he will limit that little bit spell you tell if I think now, he will concentrate on politics now. So he will engage a lot of people. From even that worker, he will make a lot of, I mean, believe he will, if he have a smart thing and he can think under the box, he will build a lot of bridges, yeah, because he have a political ambition to come back to power whatsoever. So it'll be good for the country. You'll be representing our country, putting our country on the map, no matter how you say it, no matter how you think. Although Liberian qualify, but you got a piece of work to do. So the work will be massive.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your view. Let's get to our brother Frank. My brother Frank, the United States is going to be the host of this year, World Cup. Let's hear from you. What is your own view? What is your take? I mean, advantages, disadvantages. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you so much. Firstly, the fact that we have our president, I still call him our president. I still call him my president, President George Manuel Weah, having a major position within FIFA, especially when it comes to racism that we must talk about, which is very crucial, when it comes to the football stage or the World Cup. And let me say this to our Liberian public, brothers and sisters, nephew, uncle, mothers, brothers, fathers, right? Let me say this. Whether you like it or not, right? The country image under our current president, President Joseph Iman BOAKAI, is damaged. But on the other hand, the good part about it is you have a man who is called George Manuel Weah, who still carried our identity as Liberian, even though with the country image, both on the international stage and on social media, because of President George Manuel Weah, his character, right, his nature, right? If this man fought anywhere with all the negative images, talks, representation by our government official negatively, if President George Manuel Weah steps somewhere, those negative images die down because of President George Manuel Weah. Now, that's the positive part about it when it comes to this. The sad part about it is Liberia should have had a great impact or opportunity, let me say opportunity, for this World Cup, right? Based on the role President George Manuel Weah is playing currently that will lead to the World Cup. Had it not been that BOAKAI did what he did or what he's doing by neglecting his predecessor, I can tell you, man, the BOAKAI administration, the UP-led government was going to benefit massively with connections from President George Manuel Weah, right, on this time to Liberia. But somebody may say, President George Manneh Weah, if he say that, then he's bad. I mean, why can't he do it for his country? We are human beings. Me, I always said this example. If Jesus Christ does not have the patience, that human being will get patient. If the God who created the universe does not have the patience, because that's why he led the Israelites into captivity. He led them into slavery. That's why he cursed them, because they disobeyed him. He cursed them. If he had the patience, he was not going to curse them. He was not going to, say you're going to slavery in captivity. In fact, he cursed them forever until he can return, before he can free them for their enemy. Those things, for example. If this man, the creator, does not have patience for mankind, President George Manneh Weah is not God. He's also mankind. We have seen how he has been treated. Even me, I will hold my connection. If I come back to the presidency, I bring my connection to Liberia. So the sad part about it is, everything that Liberia is supposed to get fresh at this time to grab in this hardship, Liberia may not get it. Because there are advisors who are on President Weah to advise him about what to do and what not to do as well. Because we have a government that lacks credibility, that lacks the attitude of giving at least credit or to recognize. We have a government that is chasing predecessor wrongfully. We have a government that is breaking the rule of law. So you think President Weah want to attach himself to such government of the international body? The whole world is seeing how Liberia is being governed. You think President Weah, looking at his character, looking at what he brings to the war, he don't want to be part of government of such. That's the bad part about this whole World Cup thing, that Liberia, even though we may not be present at the World Cup, our team, but we should have benefited. Then even some of the people who will be there with their soccer team, of their football team, because of President George Manneh Weah. But because of the nature, the kind of character, the kind of government we have, Liberian, those opportunities will pass. But let me say this again. Having a World Cup in the United States, whether people like it or not, the United States is the center of the world. Because almost everybody live in this country. Almost the entire world pay allegiance to this country. I mean, those that have the citizenship, even those that are not even in the US, but they have their people here that they depend on, right? Those people as well pay allegiance to the US, because they depend solely on their people here. If anything happened to their people, financial, economic, social, I mean, everything will die down. So they also pay allegiance in some other way to this country. So the United States is a melting pot of the world. And you having a World Cup here, right? You know what that's going to mean? I mean, you know what it's going to be, for people that are coming here? I mean, people are coming for connections, because opportunity are here. I can tell you, there are opportunity here than most of the countries that have hosted the World Cup.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I like the way the both of you are putting it. But I would want to put it this way. This is an opportunity that Liberia is participating in this World Cup. I know somebody will say, but Prince, what do you mean Liberia is participating in the World Cup? His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah remained the face of Liberia. For as long as he lived on this earth, he remains the true face of Liberia. I will give you an example, fellow Liberians. There are so many Liberians, when you ask them, they will tell you. Even during the war, I mean the heat days of the war, some of them will tell you that it was the name of President Weah that people identify us by when we say we are from Liberia. Somebody once said to me, he said, Prince, I got saved just because of the name of President Weah. When I went, as soon as I said George Weah, oh, George Weah, hey, come in, you good. So Liberia is part of this World Cup with the face of His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah. And the role that he is going to be playing is pivotal. But unfortunately, and I want to borrow from my brother Frank, the opportunity that the government should have had to harness from this World Cup through the presence of President Weah, they have messed it up because of the recent visa restriction. And we'll come there. This will be our second something. We'll come there. We'll try to bring it in. President Weah's role that he's going to play at the World Cup is very pivotal as the chairman of racism. I'm going to just give you some highlights here. I was asking myself and I was trying to read about this before coming on. Is racism really prevalent in sports? Or is it something that is still happening? I mean, in the sporting arena, are we still experiencing the issue of racism? That was the question I was asking myself. And I went to do a research. And this research is taken from the Accelerate Sports website. Accelerate Sports website. And when I read, I got to realize that according to the report, that is the Professional Footballer Association, called PFA, the 2021 report that they did, I got to understand that 31% of the Premier League players and 43% of English Football League players have experienced what we call racism in a form of an online abuse, either maybe by booing of how you call or them on the field by some spectators and etc. by chunking, some things, that are very, very insulting to them. They have experienced it. I also read from this report that 43% of Black, Haitian, and minority ethnic players, they have considered leaving football due to the racial abuse that they could not stand. Some of them were forced to leave the football career because of the abuse, the humiliation, and the racism that, were meted against them. I also found out from the website that the racial abuse increased by 53% during the COVID-19 period after there, 2020, 21, 22, 23, between there. To the extent that most players experience what we call a psychological demoralized posture, even on the field of play. They are demoralized on the field of play. So as I read about this issue of racism, FIFA has also been struggling to see how best they can have a face of somebody who have served in that period where racism was very high, somebody who understands, somebody who felt it, and somebody who can better relate to the younger generation and to use his expertise or her expertise to advise not only the players, but to advise nations. Not only the players that on the field, but to advise leaders of the world how to deal with the issue of race when it comes to football. Because whether you like it or not, football has a part to play even in our body politics the world over. Football has a part to play. Football has a part to play. So they were looking for that person that is unique, that can use his experience. In Liberia, we have this saying, they say experience is the best teacher. So this person that lived it, this person that saw it, this person that was a victim of it, and he was able to overcome. So they were looking for somebody in that particular, portfolio. And luckily, Liberia was again spotted and said, there is somebody from Liberia, a nation that maybe they may not take World Cup, but we think that he will be best suited for this particular position. Now, what President Weah is going to be doing, he's not only going to be advising the players, he's not only going to be advocating and seeing how best he can eradicate racism on the page, but he will be talking to leaders how to encourage There are players who are playing even in the international world how to be able to brace themselves and to deal with the issue of racism. You see the uniqueness in here? So he will be talking to leaders, he will be talking to presidents, he will be talking to, war leaders, people of high caliber, how to be able to deal with this issue of racism, how they can be able to work with people who are abused, how they can encourage young people, and etc. etc. So Liberia is playing a very pivotal role in this particular year's World Cup. Look, my people, I want to say this to you before we move on. There is going to be a time. I don't know what that time is going to be. Whether I will be alive or not be alive in my generation or not in my generation, I don't know. But there's going to be a time that people will travel from around the world to go to Liberia and see the place that particular man who won world best, African best, European best, where he coming from. There's going to be a time. Fellow Liberians, there's going to be a time in Liberia where people will troop from all around the world to go and see whether it will be his statue, whether it will be his picture, whether it will be his room, whether it will be Gibraltar, or whether it will even be how you call the Clareton Field where he started his career. People will troop to that particular nation to go and see where this man came from. Whoever thought that today, Ghana, for example, do you know how much Ghana made in tourism? You know how many people travel from around the world to go to that Amino Castle, if I'm getting the word right? Amina Castle, where the slaves, they said they transport the slaves from. Do you know how many people travel from around the world to go see that place? Ghana make good money from that particular site. People want to go there to have an experience, to go and see it for themselves. How their forefathers were being enslaved and they were taken across the ocean. Ask yourself, why is it in Liberia? Do you know Liberia play a very pivotal role when it comes to slavery? Why is it you are not seeing people trooping at that particular island that we all look, called Providence Island? That place there, I remember we were much smaller. We used to go there and go turning down there. Back in the early 80s and things like that, a place we used to go play. You go on island, forget it, you not go nowhere. You in my river, you not go on island, and you not go nowhere. Just forget it. You not make you go nowhere, you be ball. There will be a time that people will troop to Liberia to go and see that island, because that island play a very serious role when it comes to slavery in the world. I'm not talking about in Africa. I'm not talking about in US. I say in the world. That Providence Island you're looking at, that place have a very deep history to freedom, to slavery. That place you're looking at. That place you're looking at has a very deep history. And when people going down there, they will want to see the black man who took European best. Unheard of. It's uncommon. The man who became European best, not for Europe, but he became European best. The crew man who took the world best, he not go to World Cup, but he took the world best. The man who won Ballon d'Or in Africa. People will go there to go and see. Liberians, brace yourself. Let's get ready. I don't know when that is going to be, but I can feel it in my spirit that one of these days, Liberia will be the Mecca of soccer, where different world players will go to that Liberia and go see that they place here, they may won world best, African best, European best, this best, that best, that the play coming from. Let's brace ourselves. President Weah has a very pivotal role to play. He will be talking to leaders, he will be talking to players, and he will be breaking through walls that have been a very long barrier, that have a very long time have existed. So Liberia is on the map. But unfortunately, this useless government by Joseph Newman Boakai is trying to put a dent in that particular record that we as Liberians are going to be breaking. Like you said, opportunities. Do you know what we're talking about? There are some Liberians who are supposed to have the opportunity. Look, let me tell you something. This place, as Frank rightly said, is like the melting point. There are a lot of opportunities here. Plenty of opportunities here. But unfortunately, we have a government that is irresponsible, that doesn't care, that don't want to know. Anytime President Weah try to make a significant move to put Liberia on the map, they all men here will come from somewhere with just chakla, the whole thing. Bangara. How you looking like? I don't know why they made a demon of progress or what. I don't know. But when you say you are dancing with the devil, sometimes I want to ask myself, anytime Liberia made a significant progress, but somebody, look at what President Weah did. He lifted all of the heavy loads and delivered to us the seat as a non-permanent member on the Security Council. Joseph Numa Boyka, he made 3 more on that particular position there. If he didn't mess up the whole thing, if he messed it up. Look at the record that we had in peace and democracy around the world that people used to admire Liberia. Look at the police that people used to admire our police. Joseph Numa Boyka, he not even make complete fire here. They made Chaklana voting. Police now have become a killer in Liberia. People scared of police. But anyway, we'll get there. But I think it's a very good role for us as Liberians. It's our proud. We should hold firm onto it, and we should believe that we are also in this World Cup. Even though we are seeing all kinds of different nonsense coming from the government, there are some people who are losing the opportunity to come and travel and watch the game so that they can connect with family, with friends. But unfortunately, look at the nonsense that BOAKAI'S have done. Then this leads us to the second issue. But let's take 30 seconds to just round this up. I'll start from my brother, Detroit. Just take 30 seconds, to just round this whole sporting thing up. And then we can move straightly into our next topic. We're already in our next topic, but just round it up. So thank you.
Okay. To the followers, let me just emphasize little bit again. Why? Not because he's a personal friend to Ifatino. Let me tell the followers here, probably they forget. Because we are knowing our Ryan doing the football time. Listen, they gave him the title because in the spirit racism. Let me remind Liberians. When he won the Ballon d'Or for AC Milan, they had a game. Everybody can fact check anything here. He should have won the second time Prince. But Liberia people don't let to talk about it. They had a match playing FC Porto, AC Milan, the second leg match in Lisbon. Yes. Costa was one guy called Costa, but he retired now, long-time player. He knew the angle. He knew how to make George Weah angry. While in the tunnel, he provoked George Weah scoring I'm going to say the racist war. So George Weah got all of character and bought Costa. So all that thing helped to deny him the second Ballon d'Or. Now, facts here. When he won the first, he was going for the second Ballon d'Or. No candidate was down there to take him out. Even the Brazilian Ronaldo, at that time, all these guys there. So when that thing happened on that tunnel, the videos are still there. Way back, Clay, we can check on YouTube. How he lose that second Ballon d'Or today. He's a first. When you see print, that why I can say like people don't read. They don't let gullible people lie to them. Way back in the corridor of Liberia, the whole Georgia is broke. Let me tell Liberia what they don't know. Georgia, long time, you were part of the whole federation. You were even receiving pay, that Ballon d'Or. I think President can still remember, Georgia made some kind of statement concerning a Ballon d'Or. He said, no matter Elon Musk, who can bid for the Ballon d'Or, billions or millions of dollars, he will never say this particular crime. Now, the Ballon d'Or, they pay him from US, they say pay him. Even his old club, Paris, anytime they having jamboree, anything. It's a serious account. Serious account. He played for Marcel. If some play for Marcel. So everything they're clicking. Because Liberian people just gullible. Timothy, we're just signed an endorsement deal. Endorsement that won millions of dollars just recently again. With Marcel. He just signed a number. I think they call it electoral late. Anybody can go check it up. It's just signed a new deal again. So the whole family is a blessed family. And what friends say, because of the gullibility and the evilness of the government, because they don't want to work, the president want to unite the country, all kinds of things will be coming to all. When I tell you the FIFA was $6 billion with a B, $1 billion. They may operating a budget that cost over $200 million. Now he won. He get whole group of all African players from all around, especially African players in the surrounding. You saw that massive development. You saw that massive project in Morocco when he went there. He get office in Geneva. He get private security. If a drug decide tomorrow, Prince, I don't want to be president of that country anymore. If you throw in the tower, let me tell you now, he can be a candidate to become a CAF president, CAF, African Football Federation. He can be president for CAF because a contribution to world football. A driver stay for CAF today, nobody can beat him. Nobody can beat him. All the Samuel Eto'o, the dropper, all these people, they will vow for him. He will be CAF president. The master Ase Yayatu from Cameroon, he led our whole CAF only for over 2 decades. There's somebody talking of. So if President George Weah, if you don't want to become president anymore, let me tell you something. They're making more money than the presidency. He's making more money than the presidency. He got a book to write. When that book come out again, number of people vying to write that book for him. Number $1 million thing we're talking about here. And the kind of budget he get, it's not chicken cheap. I talk about he get over $200 million budget. Like people like that, they don't respect the person. They don't get respect. They can say they don't respect prophet in their own country. That's the only thing about in the country today. But I hope he come back. I hope after the work he turn to politics again to change to take Liberia a different map again, because I told you the Unity Party. I tell you from the beginning what I've been telling the Liberian people.
We'll come there, but thank you so much. Legend Wisa just provided the name of the player, the Portugal player. You're talking about the Portugal defender.
How they call it? Costa? Last first name?
Yeah, it's Django Paulo. I think Paulo Costa.
Yeah, Costa. You got defender. Yeah, that is fact.
Costa.
Yeah,
Paulo Costa. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Frank, take it over too.
Yeah, my brother Frank, it's over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Brother Prince. We have said it, but let me just say this again. To the Liberian people, right? Don't be discouraged. Those opportunities that we just talked about, some of those opportunities, right? They are still there. The same way you made a decision 2023, 2029, go make that same decision and put President Josh Manuel Weah back. These opportunities will come back. And let me just say this again. This whole content, right? I watched a video and I was so discouraged. Look, this government we have in power, right? They never came to serve the Liberian people or the Liberian interests. You have him as event. And then these spectators going on a feed on SKD. And then they have the quote that President George Manuel Weah made to FIFA in Morocco on the billboard there, right? These folks had that same quote on this content meet and they're carrying it there. I'm telling you, these officials, police or whatsoever they call themselves, came and stop these guys and say, these guys shouldn't enter the stadium. They should leave. They put these guys out. I'm telling you. A sporting event, and that was a sporting coach that was made by somebody, an iconic person of the world, just because of hate. People awesome. See, look, I end here, man. I end here.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. This leads me to the second issue, and I want to start with you, my brother Jake. Terrible news in Liberia. Terrible things are happening. We do not pray for bad things because Liberia is our home. That's where we have our family. That's where all of the small hustle that we're doing, we send it back home to be our Congo, so that at the end of the day, someone will go there, we can be able to rest somewhere, and etc., etc. Everything that we ever know is there. But my brother, there is this terrible news that is coming up. Few days ago, we heard of a government official from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, J. Brian McGill, who raped a 14 years old. At the end of the day, the police told us the camera they get, and as you know, camera, the phone call, they all kind of different story. At the end of the day, that girl suffers psychologically. Up to now, she's still suffering it. The police said they were waiting for DNA machine to carry on test. What happened, what not happened? The police has now come up to say after they send the specimens out of the country, the specimen is back now. And they are telling us that this man is not guilty. Though not by the court, but the police is telling us that no, the man, the police conducted their own investigation, they come out with their own verdict. They say, oh man, walk and go. And we all know the connection of J. Brian McGill to the current government. Joseph Newman Boyka being a very, very strong supporter at the time, supported the government financially. Not too long, we saw what happened at the Agriculture Ministry, where a director, because he's considered as a director, raped another 16 years old girl. That particular guy, up to today, they caught him, they carry him, the police stayed there for a few days. According to the information, he's now out. But then very quiet because they want for people to hear about it. Again, at the LPRC, Liberian Petroleum Refinery Company, there is a guy who, one of the assistant director there, raped this time a 21 years old girl. They were able to compromise it according to the information that we gathered, and that it did not spread out because this guy promised. In fact, he gave the family actually almost like $6,000 so they can forget about it, can go, the whole thing just died down. In fact, certain time the journalists then, the same family that cry when the journalist went and say, oh no, nothing happened, and they wiped that one off. Not too long, my brother, we saw what happened at the NSA, where a director at the NSA, the second man in command, so to speak, information has it that he carried this particular little boy who asked him for just a football boot, respect him as a big brother, an uncle, a father figure. He used the opportunity to sodomize this particular boy. 3 grown-up men, 3, not 1, not 2, grown-up men with heavy muscle. They sodomized the boy, collected that little boy. Maybe they felt that he was dead, or throw him on the beach. My brother, where are we? The government of Liberia, the Ministry of Gender, who is supposed to come and speak out to be very clear and distinct in this issue, they are yet to make any statement or remarks, only because this man is connected with the government. Let's hear from you, my brother.
Yeah, please. For me, I will not dive too much into this because it's gone viral already. A lot of people talking about it, but we'll just go to the surface a little bit. We won't take our time on all this on the particular subject. My question to the followers or those that in the opposition group that can be ready on people live feeds and other things when they're talking about that government, they're angry. Let me ask the question here. Facebook's already, everybody get access to the internet. Let them call me any government official under the CDC government, top ranking official or government official that were involved in raping other teams on social media or in the media. Let them put it on the live feed. That's my question to them. On George Weah, official of government, minister or deputy or NSA whosoever. Prince, let me say something to you. And when I told you the Unity Party is naked, very naked, that's why everybody's seeing here. Prince, they spread gibberish and propaganda in lies during no years because nobody to combat them or the CDC government never have machinery to counter them. We seen it. I told you they're naked. All over them. They will be naked until the 2029 because God, the Bible that we are godly country. You don't lie to come to power. God will disgrace you. Now what happened to them? Previous, look at the rape. Their own gender minister. The numbers too damaging. The killing are going on, the killings that are going on in the country, the killings that are going on in the country also. So, bring, if you put your pieces together and take out your political hat, he was the same group of people that were doing all the nastiness in the Republic of Liberia to make the former government to challenge the reputation of the former government. A lot of times, the spoon tower was under that wing. They would kill people. Then early in the morning, good day, Flomo and other journalists will come. They'll be displaying body, paying people to kill people, to put body outside, to make investors scared of the country, to make people do this, to make people do this. So everything that they did, that was hunting them, that was they naked, see raping, all the ministers, all these people then, they were lying on the former government. Oh, President John, we are doing this, President. Yeah. You don't see anybody, nobody tarnishing our reputation, nobody going to the Western world to say, oh, you're bringing sanctions on our country, you're not coming invest in our country. Because we are Liberians. We want for our country to change tomorrow. But this guy play nasty politics, lies, propaganda, smear. Today, they naked, rape on our watch than anybody else ever in our country that we know since social media. The same group of the United Party people, all of them, they know it. So, Prince is on our watch. For me, they won't do anything. You will only hear suspension, they sack this party, but deeply, most of them gone free. Let me ask the most other question quick before our brother coming, because we will not stay long on the topic. All the people that they paraded with drugs, that we saw them with drugs in their hand, all the women, they are not impressing. All these people they paraded these people, all drugs. And the drug saga going down now. When the president can tell the DEA, you're going to limit, you're going to slow down, how your hand on drugs, something. We talk about drugs, you talk about slow down. So the people are naked. Nothing will come out of no cases in our country until probably next government come to power. But if concerning them, nothing. But concerning the opposition, you see how they treat that bucket raw? You see how they paraded bucket raw? Because he had a little bit affiliation through a music with the CDC. So you see how they paraded the other new guy. So it's a two-tier justice in the country, man. So let my brother take it over quick.
Thank you. My brother Frank, let's hear from you.
Thank you so much, Brother Prince. Again, you see, when or after the elections, right, we also said, Liberian people, the time that we used to advocate, or we used to come on various platforms to educate or to let the Liberian people know about who to vote for and who not to vote for. After your decision, after you made a decision to elect BOAKAI'S, we came out here and told you we're going to be reminding you. Now, for me, let me say this. What BOAKAI'S is doing is the result of those that voted for BOAKAI'S. So equally so, the blame also go on the voters. Even as that, we want for the Liberian public, the voters, to hold people like Waterspoon responsible. And I think women have said here several times, right, without numbers, telling Liberian people, never, ever, you go on Waterspoon network to watch him again. Because he was also part and parcels of what is going on in Liberia because of the misinformation he gave you people. Fast forward into 2025, these men came out and confessed and said everything they said about President George Manneh Weah was all lies, was all made up stories, was all propaganda. They lied on President George Manneh Weah to remove him from power, to put somebody of a man 90 years old man who have some membrane issue, who can remember, who is suffering from stroke or have some effect of stroke. I mean, campaign for this man. Put this man in power. And we told the Liberian public, this man, you put him into power. This man will come into power and will do nothing for you and will not serve your interest. A lot of things will go on in the country and this man will not speak and he will either he's not aware of them. And today, we can see these things. Now, and you see, most of the things that are going on in the country, most of them are happening to people who massively supported this government. Why do you think that is happening? It is happening because it is a way of God. Because it says, you shall reap what you sow. And be careful what you ask for. What you ask for, it shall be given unto you. And this is what the Liberian people ask for. And that is why it's given unto them. Now, Liberian, I'm sorry that you think I'm speaking this way because of the many bad things that are happening in the country. Indeed, it bad for me. Indeed, we are sad. Indeed, we are hurt. But again, we have to remind you and not to come out here, right? And then take things lightly. We also got to point you out for their failures, not to listen to us for the past years when we were campaigning, when people, some of you people even call us door sedition. We have mud brain. But now, who had the mud brain? Those people who lied to you and then came back and said they lied to you. They used propaganda. In fact, everything they said about President George Manneh was lied. Then who had the mud brain? You see? Let me say this, Brother Prince. What is going on in the country? The truth here is God answers prayers in so many ways that people can understand. That is why they say God is not human being. And human being cannot be God. God answers prayers in various ways. Let me tell you something. You think it was easy for President George Manneh to put some of these things in music? Don't you think this man was crying to God? Don't you think this man was asking God, God, how can I portray myself for the Liberian people to understand that what they are saying against me is not me? This is not my character. To the extent this man had to tell the Liberian people in music, be attentive. Open your minds and ears. This man told Liberian people, this is not me. They lie on me in music. And what the Liberian people did? They took the same music and played 4 out of that music again. I'm telling you, they never listened to the music. They played 4 out of it. Let me tell you something. God has a way of answering people's prayer. President George Manneh prayer was, he should be vindicated if these people come to power. Because these people said when they come, they will prosecute President George Manneh. But now I knew President George Manneh was taking his case higher to another person. And now, these people are supposed to prosecute President George Manneh. They are the ones that have been prosecuted because, you know, if President George Manneh, and that's why we tell people, why will President George Manneh kill people when he's already president? You see, now this man is not president. I think that's the time he's supposed to go kill. That's the time he's supposed to go do ritualistic killing and those things so that he can come to power. But the man was already in power. These people will go and kill. These people will go and rape people's children. Kill them and come and put the body on the street. Put the body on the beach. Then they said that President George Manneh, you see, President George Manneh was praying to his God that he served. And said when these people come to power, indeed, if they are the ones that are doing the killing, the raping, they should continue to rape so that the Liberian people can see them. If they are the ones that are killing in my government, they should continue to kill so that Liberian people can see them. Look, let me tell you something. People have a way of praying to be vindicated. People have ways of praying in order for God to answer their prayer. And God said, what? Ask me anything, it shall be given unto you. Ask me anything, and I will answer your prayer. Let me tell you something. God is answering President George Mane Weah prayer one by one. Liberia, I'm sorry that we're saying some of these things, but the truth here is you made a decision because you never listened to President George Mane Weah. 1 year into this government that you made on your own decision, you started crying. People in the diaspora start saying, President George Mane Weah let the Liberian people down. Do you have sense to say President George Mane Weah let Liberian people down? How? Because they said President George Mane Weah is not speaking of the ill in society that BOAKAI'S is causing. President George Mane Weah said down, he's quiet. He's not speaking about how police brutality or how BOAKAI'S is running the country. You want for President George Mane Weah to do what? You made a decision. You sat down in America and Europe and told people if they vote for George Mane Weah, you will not support them. But if they vote for BOAKAI'S, you will continue to support them. Oh, yes. You did those things. And then you want for President George Mane Weah to come out to do what? When this man campaigned, this man came to you and did everything in the country. They said this man did nothing. But now, they are the same people posting things all around. And then when you talk about it, they say, well, our government is continuity. You said somebody did not do anything. Then how can government be continuity? And then you say this man did not do anything. But you see, like I said, God has a way of answering people's prayer. You see, when I watch that video, Brother Prince, that 15 years old boy on King's FMs, right? The ball line. Look, let me tell you something. These guys, they are in witch. I'm telling you. They thought this boy was dead because that's what they've been doing. Eating people, children, butts. They thought this boy was dead. Brought a boy, the same way they've been killing people and dashing people body down on the beach and on the street. That's how they brought this boy body, thinking that he's dead. But not knowing God was going to bring this boy back to life to expose these people. The boy came back to life. Look at the story the boy narrated on King's FM. He went to this boy, to this man, to this evil devil. Just like BOAKAI'S. Because BOAKAI'S said he dances with the devil, so you devil. Now, this boy asked him for boot. He called the boy in. And then asked 2 men to hold the ball. Start casing the ball. The ball said no. Then he asked the people to remove the ball trouser from him. Then he took his private part, put it in the ball anus. After he finished, then he asked the 2 guys to also put their private part in the ball anus. The boss said they did that for him for about a day. And then in the night again, they continue. So the boy lay down helpless, thinking that he's there. They brought him and dashed him down there. The boy explained the story. It's so sad. And you see, what bad for me is, look, Liberian people, we told you people, these people do not care for you. Where are the women who were on Facebook 24/7 during President George Mane Weah time? They said they are women advocates. I think there was one lady they called Lily Justice. I don't even see that platform again no more. Where is her? They call her Lily Justice. Where is she? Where are the women's advocate, the women group that used to say, we are the women advocate, our children, our this, our that? Where are they that said it was all about Liberia? They love Liberia. Where are they today? You see, it is God that is dealing with these people so that Liberian people can see.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. I like the way you ended. You know, fellow Liberians, it is sad when these things are happening. Some of the news that we bring here, I can tell you for sure, they are not news that are very, very much fun for even those of us who bring it. Because, like I said from the beginning, all of us, we have family, we have friends, we have relatives, and etc. in Liberia. And our hearts are attached to Liberia. That's why the least time that we have for vacation, if we have the resources and every other thing, we want to be in Liberia every vacation. Even for 1 week, we want to be there. But our fear is the way things are happening. And these people continue to walk away with impunity. It's scary. The last time it was on the same platform that we told you. A sister from Canada, a Canadian Liberian, Wansiane, went to Liberia This woman struggled for everything that she had, build her own place in Liberia, try to see how best she can go. At the end of the day, that woman was murdered. Up to today, nobody to be held accountable. Nobody. Look at this thing that is happening. A minister in the government. Why must it be a government? Let's put every other thing aside. But why must it be a government official? Amen, government official. Let's agree, Liberia now, they have other people that associate with May and whatever. Amen. You have the influence, you have the money to go to somebody of your crowd. I mean, somebody who is like you, I mean, older and has the ability, you older, you could look for that person instead of a little boy, man. Instead of a little boy. And the thing that is even more surprising and that is more scaring is the Ministry of Gender has abandoned her responsibility to the extent. I just put a report up here, right? I just put a link. Some of you have the chance. Those of you who are listening, you can read it. The Ministry of Gender is reporting that over 2,700 rape cases has been reported. That is just in 2004. Over 2,700 rape cases they were reported. Now, the reason why you see these things are happening in Liberia, my people, is because the government that is supposed to take strenuous measure, a very robust measure, a very uncompromising measure, the government said is compromise. The government is compromised. This thing is not small thing. 2,700 plus cases of rape. And the majority of it, guess where it's coming from? Mosorado County, where we get all the courts, where we get most police officers. No, that's what they report. Let me just read a portion of what it says. It stays here. Let me just read portion. It's the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection has reported 2,759 rape cases in 2024, highlighting the country's ongoing struggle against sexual and gender-based violence. That is the GBV. Overall, 3,591 GBV cases were documented last year, with women accounting for overwhelming majority of the victims. That is 3,554, compared to 37 men. Mosorado County recorded the highest number of incidents, with 2,143 cases, including 1,902 rape. Other counties such as Lofa, Bon Nimba, and Grand Bassa also reported significant figures reflecting the pervasive nature of GBV or GBV nationwide. I just want to stop here. I don't want to go all through there. Imagine my brother Jake and Frank. If in Mosorado, where we get all the police, all the court, everything, I mean, the place that is fully functional as far as the governance of the country is concerned, as far as security. If in Mosorado County, they think you can be hard, Kilimanjaro. Think about the Leeward County where I know Rivergy get complete 50 police officer in Rivergy. Rivergy. They get complete 50 police officer in Rivergy. There are counties that they don't even have complete 100 police officers. They ain't get in there. They ain't get it. In fact, when they get 25, they meet that county they were. 25, they ain't get in there. So imagine right in Mosorado, where all the court is, where all the human rights people, all the people that would understand the intellectual and all the other things, they understand the issue, so to speak. The human rights advocate and the right in Mosorado County, according to my report, they report not coming from Frank, it not coming from our brother Jake, it coming from the government. It's government saying that in Mosorado, the case is hard, fast everywhere. Then imagine what is happening in the county. Then you can deduce that these people are not even giving us the right record. That's what they are telling us. Because if you are looking for accurate information, people who will get the accurate information, people who will investigate, people who will be able to bring this thing, they are right in Mosorado County. Most of these counties, like for example, Bapolu, Sino, these are far to reach counties that people hardly go to. Sometimes when you go, for them to go do assessment there and to bring real reports, someone will just sit down somewhere and just collect 1 or 2 person report and send it back. They will not go to where they're supposed to go. So if in Mosorado County, where Joseph Numa Boyka is residing as president, where they get all the court, if these things are happening and the Ministry of Gender is telling us that Mosorado be the championship for how you call rape and GBV and all the other things, Imagine what is happening in the other county. And what is even scaring is that the government is taking no serious approach to fight these things. I remember under the regime of President Weah, they had a hotline. The Ministry of Gender had hotline where you could call at any point in time and people will go there. I mean, people will be there at your doorsteps. I remember under Madam Piso Sedita when she was gender minister. She used to give the report every quarterly, something which, and she used to work along with the police. They used to go to counties. I get some of the videos here that I can bring up. They used to go to county. In fact, the deputy minister, one Golon car, she used to go almost all over to bring these cases, to bring people to justice, and etc. But today, what are we seeing? The Ministry of the Ministry of Gender has become a toothless bulldog. You get one woman there by the name of Gbemi Harris who is enjoying herself. She just taking her salary and she get time for the pain and the atrocity that is being committed against our sisters and our children. Why do you think people are brave? If ministers can be brave to commit this kind of crime and walk away with impunity, how much more than Banamene? How much more than Banamene? But this is scary. But like Frank said, fellow Liberians, it's not that we did not warn you. You were warned ahead of time. Long time before Joseph Newman Boyka could become president. We told you that these people, they will abuse you, they will use you, at the end of the day, they will dump you. There were prophecies that came. You heard it from people who are even God people who are even seen all the different kind of people. You heard from them. They said that this will be a calamity on Liberia. Today, what we are experiencing, don't be surprised. It is what we voted for. That's what I said to somebody. Look, this is 6 years of our life, whether we like it or not, whether we believe it or not. This is 6 years of our life. Some of you may think that maybe we are out of Liberia. Who told you? We are feeling the weight. We are feeling the weight as equal. In fact, even we are really feeling it, because the thing is, our people back home, some of them don't understand what we go through. They feel that because we in America, like somebody was telling me, they say you rich. You in America, you rich. I didn't even know. Sometimes I say, I can't even get my rent to pay. I gotta go ask people for money to pay rent in a place. You may not believe it. Everything here we pay for it. The kind of taxes and the things that we pay for here in Liberia, we pay for it. Yeah, each time we visit our own pump to go unscrew the water for us to even wash our hands, we pay for it. When it is cold, for us to make our house to be having small heat, we pay for it. When the place is too heated, for our place to be cold, we pay for it. Everything that here we pay for it. So at the end of the day, when we finish paying all of these bills, nothing left with us, and we still got to help family members back home. Sometimes they call, we help them, and etc. Because we can't say no. Sometimes it's tough on us, but we can't say no. So we are feeling the weight equally as our people in Liberia are also feeling the weight. And that's the reason why we continue to speak out against the ills in society. Unfortunately, the government has abandoned the people. If you want to do anything, amen, that would happen. And there's some of the reason why President Weah wanted to avoid. That's why we saw President Weah introducing what we call the tuition free, paying the WAS fees for these kids. According to the information, the boss said, I wanted boost. I go ask uncle for boost. Imagine football boost. That football boost, you damage that ball life for. Something which you could put in your hand. In fact, you could use the money to buy that boost to even drink on liquor table. Because sometimes we really say we want to spend that, especially in Liberia or something, they say they want to spend, I beg you have to forget it. So now that $50 is spending in that club. In fact, some people can even spend more than that. It depends the kind of club that you go to. You go to some kind of Babigata club, that's some kind of late 25 or 30 that you spend there. You go to real club where you get people, forget it. You're talking about somewhere around, maybe some people can even spend $60 to $100 in the club. In fact, that money according to is small for some people. Now the money the board asks you to get gain $20 to buy boost, you take advantage of it. And the government is doing nothing. Ministry of Gender is doing nothing. Joseph Newman Boyka is saying nothing about this. I'm just sorry that our children are faced with this situation. Look at the girl that was raped by this particular minister from Ministry of Youth and Sports. What become say the man free? Gregory Common have a prayer conference, they the man free. They'll leave the man, let the man go. The other one here again will be a free case because Boyka is noted for defending his own criminals and his own rapists. That Boyka read the Boyka will defend roll them. The people who are committing crime against the Liberian people and associated with Joseph Nima Boakai, Mr. Boakai will protect them. He will not bring them to book. That is the reason why today you see people like J. Brian McGee walking free. That's the reason why, fellow Liberian, today you see people like Ami Moda, after using money that was not intended to be used for that purpose, he walked away free. That's why you see people like Charles Brown, the man who was very corrupt at the Ministry of Labor there. Charles Brown, they say labor inspector. After the man finished croaking people, stole money and the rest of it, Joseph Nima Boakai, then you beg you, go sit down, Can't prosecute the man. So Liberians, our children's lives are at risk. We ourselves as parents, our lives are at risk. Because these people feel that they can commit any crime and walk away with impunity and nothing will come out of it. Was it not the same NSA that the people who they accuse, they say, oh, they burn building, they burn the Capitol building. Was it not the same NSA that they complained that they were being sodomized at the NSA? What came from out of it? Was there any investigation launched? Nothing at the camp. So we are in a long run. All we need to do is to continue to inform our people. Let's go to our brother Jake as we conclude on this topic, maybe about 30 seconds, just so we can just conclude on this, and then move to our second topic that has to do with the recent visa restriction. So just conclude on this topic.
Let me say to the follower once again, salute the head of Prince. When Liberian people say we're not stupid here, we're not stupid. Let me tell you something about that numbers. Me, I'm a numbers guy. Now, why we can't hear and pull in one of that numbers? I will remind the followers here that the government number is not far short. A move. Let me tell you something. Let me remind followers. We did something on the program that shocked the whole United Party. Maybe you not notice it. You remember when they brought the AIDS story, our AIDS epidemic? When they lied, when we went to different sides, we know I told you that was lie. Let me tell you, Liberian, something. The United Party, if they cannot change course, they're killing the Liberian people. But let me tell you today, the AIDS epidemic, the AIDS that in the Republic of Liberia, that the government overlooking. They don't want, you see any awareness when we put hole in our lies and in our propaganda? They put everything on the road. So let me say something. I like to look at statistics. Is that particular thing, if the government not do, if the first lady, she's a woman, it should not do awareness on her platform. The United Party, they listening on their platform, are giving you a free gift because you get low IQ. They play where you have to make money. They play where you have to get total awareness to save that state. Please, we have 5 million people. I will give you statistics here right now. 5 million in the land. We don't even have 5,000 police. The whole country, the Republic. We even have 7,000 police. Let me tell you, that even the drugs will get over almost 1 million on serious drugs. Every corner of that country, every corner, the AIDS is getting rampant. Seriously getting rampant. It's a serious thing that the government need to catch now and say they must bring total awareness. Then they just said because the AIDS will destroy the nation in 5 more years. Son, you mark this video. One guy they call Jay said it again. Real statistics. Then they go to United Nations website and all these people there. Listen, the government playing. I don't know, carry the mask on the health of the country. The AIDS are rewind in the whole African continent. Facts. Nobody wants to say that propaganda. Not lie. Uganda, it grow by again. Nairobi. AIDS have gripped this African continent back. We don't doing nothing, no awareness, especially our gullible society. Where sex is reality. Sex is the order of the day. Let me tell you something. If people drink alcohol, I don't emphasize it here. I will tell my followers here, those that can watch us here, if you over the age of 40 years old, limit your alcohol. Limit your alcohol. Please, the thing they call alcohol, it come in line with sex, reality. I said drugs don't come with sex. Ask anybody. Every drugs, they don't have sex. They don't like to have sex. But the thing they call alcohol, you'll be surprising to you. Liberian is one of the Liberian youth is one of the highest consumer of alcohol right now. Even our women consuming alcohol more than the men in the Republic of Liberia. As we consume alcohol, every great rich guys, millionaire or rich person, I guess only the lose. They don't marry alcoholic. They don't marry a woman who not drink too much alcohol because why? The woman is vulnerable to sex. It's easy to play on a woman that already listen. So our whole Republic of Liberia, that way you can see they're vulnerable to sex. So because of that, they careless. They don't even Prince. I have made survey in the country before on the street, but no street. Prince, you can have 10 girls as working on the street. 10 and friend, 10 that working. They sex workers. Friend, man, he asked 10, 7 of them in their condo in a bag. I made that. I saw that. I made that. I asked people. I asked girls in that kind of phone, 7 of them, take all of 10, 7 of them in their condo in a bag. That reality, facts here. I survey in Republic of Liberia. So the AIDS epidemic is large. So that numbers concerning rape from the Minister of Gender, she don't even know what she's talking about. They just try to downplay it to make the government look good. It's just a woman with character, get moral. It's just a woman that want to work for the Liberian government. And what country she came from? I know she came from the West or whatsoever. Now time to deal the number. Time to tell the BOAKAI'S administration reality. Say, listen, we're in serious trouble. The rape case here, the AIDS epidemic here is serious, a high here. So we need land of awareness. We need NGO there. We need to go to our development partners in order to help us in the fight. The fight is not Liberian fight alone. So the way the number is large, seriously, they form the number because they want to get the government credibility. Because we came here and debunked that AIDS number. So all these number concerning over 7,000 rape cases in the whole corner of the Republic of Liberia. That are 3,000 and they calling here. Most of the highest. That number, she downplay the number. The gender minister played that number. If she can see the video that she can debunk us here. That number is not real number, friend. You can take it over, brother.
Yeah, let's get to the next point.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So we want to look at the recent pronouncement by the United States government on this visa freeze issue. Let's hear from you, my brother. What is your take on this? Where you think we went wrong? Knowing very well, I'm talking about, I will start with Frank. Knowing very well where we start from. Under the regime of His Excellency President Dr. George Manuel Weah, President Weah said, and it's very clear, he said, I could not compromise Liberia's relationship with the U.S. because of what somebody will give me. President Weah said it that, well, there was issue. America, China, they had their issue. And we as Liberians, we decided not to meddle into Big Brother when they're fighting. We told them we can't get involved into it. The only thing we can play is a peaceful role and observe and wait the diplomatic way for things to come together. But we will not put our hands into it. No country will use us as a stooge for us to go and fight a traditional ally or for us to go and fight somebody who is helping us. The best thing we can do, we not allow with anybody. We sit down, we watch it, and we move on. President Weah said it. And because of that, China said, oh, for you to go and foil your traditional ally, say, no, you will not do it. Okay, they overhead bridge here, where we already put money down. We saw to start it. You did everything. We'll put her to it. We're not doing nothing. Joseph Newman BOAKAI'S, fast forward, became the president of Liberia.
Yeah.
Benefiting from the work of President Weah, especially with this issue of the seat as a non-permanent member on the Security Council. In less than no time, Mr. BOAKAI'S has already throw Liberia in the gutter, in the mud.
Yeah.
And today, here we are with visa restriction. Let's hear from you, my brother. What is your take on this?
Thank you so much, brother Prince. You see, Liberian people, again, like we say this, right? We want for you people to pay attention. You see, once upon a time, when the United States invited President George Weah, and then they took him to Virginia, right? Where they have the, why is it the CIA headquarters or something? Stilton Waterspoon again. At that time, and also Eugene Fagon, who they fired, they all went and sat down and said, the United States government called President George Weah because President George Weah was making deal with the UAE or Dubai or something, war issue. They brought all of those things and they lied to the Liberian people again. And then they said, so they brought President George Weah here because of all of those things, blah, blah. And they didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, even though we told them. But they felt that our platform was not large enough. Like Stilton Waterspoon platform, they did not believe us. And let me say that to the Liberian people. There is nothing called diplomatic. It exists, or you hear the word, but it doesn't exist. What exists is interest. And it is because of interest that today you have sanction or visa restriction on you. Let me tell you this. Who is Liberia? You see, and you got people can go and check it up. The current United States ambassador to the United Nations, Linda Thomas Greenfield. When the African leaders were asking for permanent seat on the United Nations, Linda Thomas Greenfield told the African leaders, and you know, I don't blame her for saying that because some of these things that we see. And she was not speaking, she was speaking because it was the order that was given to her. She said, if Africa have a permanent seat on the United Nations, the United Nations will become dysfunctional. And that is an example Liberia went and gave to the United Nations just by having a non-permanent seat. Now, you see, when the issue was going on in Asia, when South Africa took Asia to the RCJ, there were countries who went there. They were representing. They did not make any speech. They abstained. They did not vote. They just left. They didn't talk. They just kept silent. Even there are some places where the United States is supposed to vote or say something, the United States say, no, we keep it silent. Imagine the United States of all United States. Some places that they needed to vote or to say something, they said no. They didn't talk. They kept silent. Even the UK, they didn't talk and they didn't vote. They abstained. They kept silent. Liberia. Let me tell you something. The truth is, you know, some of us have podcasts. And these people, right, they say they're educated, but they don't know the difference between government, rulership, or governoring, and then having a podcast. I don't know if the fair say, like Louis Brown fair that, or the Liberian government fair that going to the United Nations, they was going on a podcast, like they're having their own podcast platform that they can go say something. We're having our own podcast, right? Like I have my YouTube. I can go there and go say, oh, what the United States did in Venezuela was bad. Because I'm not representing nobody. That's my opinion. That's my platform. I'm not representing nobody. But you are representing 5 million people. You are representing a nation. You are representing a country. You should make sure that anything you say over there will affect the 5 million people. Anything you say over there, it is the 5 million people who are speaking, not you. And you went over there. You went and sat down and opened your mouth. Talk about what the United States did in Venezuela. You know what that means? It's like you backslap the United States back. You stab them. You say you have great diplomatic relationship. You went and backstabbed the people. And then came out to say what they did in Venezuela. That your business. Even though people know it's wrong whatsoever their view is. But it was better you keep your mouth shut than to go over there. You see, that's how educated people behave because they become so stupid and fool. You see, that's the same thing we said when the president came here and Donald Trump played phone all of him. And people talking, oh, Liberia have been recognized. Liberia is this. Donald Trump was simply trying to tell the Liberian people, your educated people and experienced people, they are fool. And let me say that, Brother Prince, I know a lot of people have spoken on it. But let me deviate a little bit. Let me deviate a little bit on something that I want to speak of here. But it's going to be on the same issue of the visa restriction. Because people want to misinform the Liberian people, especially those government supporters. You know, I'm very disappointed in Vadela Patrick. You see, my brother, you went to a very good school that everybody want to go to here, or most people want to go to. You graduated from there and got your degree. It is so unfortunate because you're seeking government job with where you went to school, of your expertise and things, to go and write and says the visa restriction that they put on Liberia, it is not because of what Louis Brown said, or it is not because of what government official went somewhere and said. It is because Liberian people are living on welfare. Brother Prince, if you can give me 2 minutes, let me break something down here today. You see, let them continue to call us common people, but we will call them and tell them to come on platform, various platform whatsoever to debate with us, and we will challenge them to come. He wrote, and some other people wrote and said, the visa restriction is because Liberian who came from Liberia came to the United States here are on government welfare. That is why they put visa restriction, because they want to restrict people from coming here. Let me say this. We all live in this country here. And by the way, I work with Medicaid and Medicare. So they play when they put their money wrote. I work there. You see, CDC have great potential youth, and they don't even know. So we are all over. So let me come and educate Liberian. I'm going to speak in very simple terms here. Let me fall back. You know, some 20 years ago, when I came to the US, Brother Prince, I applied for welfare. They say welfare thing, right? And I want for Liberian people to understand how this welfare thing work. The thing when I say Liberian people are on welfare, I will tell them where Liberian people are in the welfare area, where they are. Now, they gave me food stamp when I first got here some 20 years ago. They gave me food stamp. But after 5 to 6 months, I started work. When I started work, the welfare county, the county assistant office wrote me a letter and said I was working 40 hours. Therefore, they was going to take my food stamp away from me. Then in a letter, they said, if I want to continue to receive food stamp or welfare assistance, I should work 25 hours or below 25 hours. And I said, no, you guys should take it. Why should I work 25 hours? I got people whom to support. I got bills to pay. Now, because the road they said Liberian people are on welfare. Let me say this. Brother Prince, Liberian people in this country, how will you get 2 jobs? Because once you get even the 1 job, you work 40 hours. And once you work over 40 hours, in fact, welfare expect you to work below 25. I work in an entity in our locality. They expect you to work below 25. Which one of Liberian people are working below 25? That on those welfare. That's why I said they don't even know where Liberian people are staged in our area of welfare. Now, Liberian people got 2 jobs in this country here. Where are they working or where are they getting welfare at? You got 2 jobs. Liberian people don't sleep home. In fact, Liberian people doing overtime. And then you telling me Liberian people on welfare? Now, Let me say that this is where Liberian people are. And Liberian, we are telling you people, this is where Liberian people fall in a category of welfare. Okay? Let me say this. Now, where I work, right? My insurance that I pay for, they take about almost $400. And the reason why it's like that is high, because I don't want for the premium. Like, let's say I go to the hospital or something major happen and the bill, maybe they say it's 20,000. I'll be paying less because I already paying more. But if I pay less right now and then I go to the hospital, let's say the bill is 20,000, they'll be paying less and I'll be paying more from my pocket. So that's why my package is that high, because I have a greater package. So what happened here? From my paycheck, they take $100 and change out. And then my job pay the rest, making up to about $400. Now, let's say I got 2 children or I got children. Then I put our children on my insurance. They're already taking $400 from me. And children insurance in this country are higher than even other people. Why? Because children are constantly going to hospital. So family, not only Liberian now, in the entire United States, most people are on a particular area of welfare that Liberian people are, because people cannot afford to put their children on them again, because they'll be taking, in fact, you will not be bringing money home. So what happened here is, there's an area when your children from small all the way to 21, they will be on our government insurance. And this is where most Liberians are, because they cannot afford for their children to be on them. So what happened? They go and take this insurance, okay, until the child turns 21. So it's called a compact. You go on there, every state you have it. You go on their compact, you just on there, it come up, you face it, and then you put your information, and then they send your children medical card and those things. That's where most Liberians are, and most people are. Okay, so when they came out of that number, Vadela Patrick, they came out of that number and said, oh, Liberians are this. That's where most Liberians are, from all the way smaller to 21. So yes, most Liberians will be there, because most Liberians do not have the job ethic to have your children honor you, because you will not be bringing money home. Most of them will be going to insurance. So that's where most Liberians go. But when you talk about welfare, most Liberians are not under welfare where food stamp, this, that. When Liberians get 2 jobs, Liberians working overtime, when you need to get 25 hours and 25 hours below in order to qualify for those things. Liberians are living in Google places, not living in slum area and things. You cannot live in those Google places and then you talk about you living on food stamp and things. So my Liberian people, but they not package them. They lie to the Liberian people, coming out with writing that does not make sense. And we work in these fees. We do, how to call it, analysis. We go and do assessment on all of those things to see who qualify for this, and send it to the insurance company, because that's why we work. Okay, so that's our fee there. So don't come here and come tell Liberian people, say they put visa restriction on this stuff because they want for Liberian people who came here, they are on welfare, this, that. Almost any white people, most of them cannot afford to put their children honor them to their working place. So they put them on a particular insurance. So most people are there now. If they are doing the analysis, they're not going to say, because they know we come from Liberia or Liberian immigrant, they're going to say Liberian immigrant, are on this. But in their rating, they did not classify it as to how and whatsoever and thing. When you know Liberian people got to work and support their family home and pay their horses, their program and thing. So Vadela Patrick, you guys should stop lying to the Liberian people, because y'all want to support government, y'all want to get a job in the government. Y'all shouldn't do that. You are a layman. You went to a very good prestigious school in this country. We respect you, and sometimes keep your respect than to sell your respect. You should stop lying to the Liberian people. The sanction they put on Liberia is because what you guys went and did at the United Nations, you put America on in the bus, and then you expect them to do what? Let me tell you something. The war run on interest. You got my interest, I got your interest. You got my back, I got your back. If not, nothing happening. I'll stop here, Brother Prince.
Thank you. Let's hear from our brother Jake. My brother Jake, Liberia is on this visa freeze. In fact, we were warned ahead of time.
Let me say,
People coming here were warned. So
thank you
let's
to
hear
the,
from you.
yeah, once again, salute to the followers. Let me say, my brother, let me tell my brother friend. I just say, leave advice for you, brother friend. Do not let these guys get his skin. Don't let the guy in to rile you up. But let me say this. Let me say this to the followers. Let me get a Unity Party free gift. Prince, I'm a whistleblower. Prince, let me ask you. When Barker came to power, when we started discussing the Unity Party, what I told you, I told you I've been blackballed. And I told you a long time ago, I said the Unity Party, I even went on AB Way on show and told the whole country that the Unity Party has been blackballed. Now they see in reality. They probably they will get it later on. But let me say this to you. Let me give free gift to the Unity Party. I'm going around where there's a serious thing. I'm going to tell the Unity Party. I'm giving them free gift. Let me remind followers. Probably some of them would think, will say, yeah, that guy says something. Any Unity Party surrogate are watching the live feed, you give it to your tata surrogate. Let them investigate this. Reality, facts. If I were the president of if I were in the corner of the Joseph Iman Bwaka, I would summon Louis Brown I would summon asking questions. That reality. If you now want, it's left with them. I just giving them free gift. Anybody more targeting the particular statement. Prince, Louis Brown is a Russian and Chinese asset agent. Facts. Let me remind followers. Let me drive to the point here. Let me ask Liberians, who are Louis Brown? If the Liberian people, they just start knowing Louis Brown. Louis Brown was surrogate of Charles Ganget Taylor. Let me break it down for you. They have a Russian arm dealer they call Victor Boot. He just free from the American prison. They swapping. Victor, a reality I'm giving here. Louis Brown was surrogate of Charles Ganget Taylor. Charles Ganget Taylor brought Louis Brown in the lifeline. He spotted Louis Brown from the county they call Grand Bassa County. Everybody during the rebel days, Louis Brown. A lot of time the NPF was dealing with Victor Boot. The building that uranium where they sanctioned. All of them were dealing. It was an armed dealer in Africa. It's a Russian. So, if you can remember, Prince, Louis Brown, where they say United Nations honor George Weah. Where he did, he chose George Weah honor the board concerning the scene in America. Let me tell the Unity Party, because it's so limited, they get low IQ. That president, two mistakes Unity Party made, I will tell them here tonight. Joseph Iman Bwaka will call that man and summon him, asking question why he made that statement against America concerning Venezuela. He's a Russian, for me, he's a Russian and Chinese agent. He's a double agent. He's working, he cannot stay in America. Friend, you know why? Charles Taylor was disgraced by America. They were the same group of people. So he had malice because the men that brought him to relevant is Charles Ganget Taylor. He worked on the administration. He was every surrogate. So when all that scenario happened, he was member of the NPFL. So all of them had his funny. So in the confines of America, he hit them to the core. No matter what America do, Louis Brown would troll up. Louis Brown would never work with a general of America because what they did to Charles Ganget Taylor. He still get malice. He's an agent. For me, he's an agent. Political, no matter how you want to classify that man reality, that facts, nothing else. He can't stand it. Honor George Weah. He told the Georgia minister, the Georgia government on the boss concerning the sea over Pass Bridge. Concerning the same bridge. Because Georgia never wanted to be along with the Communist Party, the Chinese Xi Jinping, the Communist Party. He was in line with the Democrat at that time. So he couldn't, if you can still remember Liberian, the 50 and the 200 and our 200 existed at the executive mansion. A lot of Democrat came, the Black Caucus came to the executive mansion. So Louis Brown couldn't stay in George Weah. He chose George Weah under the board, and they had the hotel that over, they had the Chinese Communist Party with that dedicated hotel that over, the hotel that overpass bridge today. And Georgia make that agreement, and today the Unity Party down to trying to build that overpass because they had a national relationship with China. Let me remind you again, the followers. When Delon went to China, they had that cautious relationship with China, try to downplay America. They brought that girl from America to make some kind of speech to throw America under the bus again. The United Party adore people. Let me tell you today, they adore. When I tell you the United Party have been blackballed, that means another mistake the United Party made again. And Frank, facts. They get a lot of things to work with. Another mistake they made, they brought a Democrat senator while Republican ruling the country, Donald J. Trump. They brought Raphael Warnock to Monrovia, paraded into the executive mansion, wear green kete clothes in the Unity Party color. They paraded him. Who is Raphael Warnock? The senator of Georgia. He's a radical. Facts here, he's a Democrat. He's for abortion. He abused his wife. You can go on video. You just type in Raphael Warnock on YouTube. You will see all his story. The Trump administration, the present government, they can't stand him. So that the first ugly move the Unity Party made, they saw it. Marco Rubio then saw it. Marco Rubio was in the Senate. He knows where's Raphael Warnock. Today, who is he? He's a Secretary of State. He's a Secretary of State. You know Raphael Warnock. Then come to this other occasion now, Louis Brown, because he had a hatred of Georgia, he had a hatred of America, implanted in a DNA, because what they did to Charles Gangay Taylor. So he went to venge. Now knowing he venged on the Republican Party that rose so radical. Trump is in charge. Then when the Venezuela people rejoicing, 8 million people left the country because of Maduro cracking down on them, jading opposition dictatorship. When they went on that military mission in Cotton, the whole America, the Venezuela group in Miami, other places paraded, the country celebrating. Then who are you, Louis Brown? Come in the United Nations Hall that the Donald Trump who even respect. United Nations are dead organization, corrupt organization that the whole Republican Party don't even say hell about the president, the 47th president. All of the Paris Climate Accord, they're not serious funding of the United Nations. Most of the organization, they defunded all this area then for you to build bridge. They just let Louis Brown to make that ugly statement, signing a dictator from Venezuela, because Venezuela doing business with the communist Xi Jinping, doing business with Russia, doing business with Iran, and they saw you on that podium with the Liberian flag. The Unity Party is serious deep trouble. When I say they're not smart, so I ask the Unity Party to make new bridge. They need to summon Louis Brown. The president need to summon Louis Brown, not in the interest of the Unity Party. He's a double agent. He paraded and said down that he's not Unity Party. No, he's a healthy member of the National Patriotic Party, the NPP, surrogate to Alexander Benedict Cummings. If you can still remember the site, so if they want to build that bridge, they need to summon Louis Brown. Louis Brown is a double agent. So with all our team, I told your prince, the Unity Party has been blackballed. Louis Brown threw him on the bus. He's an agent. He not like America. He can't stay there. He have serious agenda of the American government. He know it in himself. So they left with them.
Thank you, my brother. I would want to take a different route on this issue of the visa restriction. Mr. BOAKAI'S does not care for the Liberian people. And that's the reason why we are where we are. And more things will happen, especially with Liberia's relationship with the United States. Boyka is somebody who is very stubborn. He doesn't care about the repercussion that his actions will have on the nation. All he cares about, once he benefit, he's okay. I'm going to give few instances that Liberians you can make use of. Everything that is going on, Joseph Newman Boyka was never forced into it. The statement that was read by Louis Brown was something that Boyka perused. He saw it, and it came from, in fact, it generated from Boyka's office. Louis Brown, who is representing Liberia at the United Nations, do not speak for himself. He speaks for the nation. In such an occasion, the first major statement that Liberia made after becoming a non-permanent member, that was not just a common statement. The president, Joseph Newman Boyka, read that particular statement. Madam Sarah Bestro Nyanti read that statement. They saw it.
You want to say they read Louis Brown's statement?
My brother, that statement that Louis Brown read,
Yeah.
Joseph Newman Boyka saw it. Sarah Bestro Nyanti saw it, and they agreed that Louis Brown go and read. This is the reason why I'm saying it. You remember when Raptel Pele spoke on our Independence Day?
Yes.
When she latched at the United States, a traditional ally, what was the posture of Joseph Newman Boyka? Are you not shaking your head when Raptel Pele was blasting? When the United States delegation walked out of the hall, was Joseph Newman Boyka not nodding his head? The people who know English, they will say nodding head. Whooper will say shaking his head. Joseph Newman Boyka was not shaking his head when Raptel Pele was attacking the United States. When you had the Russian ambassador and the Kuwait and all the other people, I mean, major, let's say,
the Chinese ambassador was there.
Thank you very much. Major rivalry in that particular place. When they were, in fact, they were there clapping. They were there clapping when Joseph Newman Boyka was also supporting some of the statement that was coming up from our sister Raptel Pele. And the people walk out. No, let's take our own time. Joseph Newman Boyka was aware. No. Was Joseph Newman Boyka not aware? The man who is the chairman on Foreign Affairs, Dara DeLong, the videos are here. The Dara DeLong now attacked the United States in the chambers of the Senate.
He invited that woman. Even he helped to invite that woman.
Yeah, Raptel. Dara DeLong, after that entire stuff, attacked the United States. I mean, the chairman on the Foreign Affairs, chairman of Foreign Affairs. He attacked the United States right in the chambers. He is the chairman of Foreign Affairs. Joseph Newman Boyka is pleased with that. Look, let me tell you something. Joseph Newman Boyka is a man that is a narcissist. He cares about himself. It's about himself and not about Liberia. No, let's even look at it.
Okay, then Prince, why they deviating from America? Why the Unity Party won't have that alignment? Because when Unity Party was in government, with early have that alignment with the Democrat Party. That's why my brother talked about that woman who was working with the United Nations. Then why now the deviating from why they won't get alignment with the Communist Party, Xi Jinping and Russia?
Brother, when Joseph Newman Boyka was the vice president, Joseph Newman Boyka, as an individual, his own policy is heavily aligned with the communists, with China. Joseph Newman Boyka, he has a heavy alliance with the Communist Party. That is his party. He believes in their ideology. He supports their ideology. When you see Joseph Newman Boyka, look, let me tell you something. Joseph Newman Boyka has damaged the relationship that Liberia is having with the US. And like you said, President Trump is a man that is not your usual politician. Under this regime, the people don't believe in that sugarcoating thing. He want what he want, he go and tell you, say, this is what I want.
Yes.
Let's do it the business way. That businessman, you gain, I gain. Look, America policy and their diplomatic, relationship basically have changed under President Trump. They are going for what they are going for. They will tell you that this is what I want.
It's
Give me
interest.
what
Yeah.
I want. I give you what you want.
Yeah.
That thing sugarcoating, taking money and wasting it in other country aid. We gave you the other aid. President Trump is saying, and let me tell you, Liberians, these are things that we must understand. Some of these things that you see President Trump doing, don't be deceived. These Democrats that you passing around, they are aware
They
and
are
they fully
aware.
support his agenda.
Mm.
If you already know, look, we found ourselves in this particular state that is complicated. It's not everything that we can talk because of, all they want to, not everything that we can say. But nobody should lie to you that the thing that President Trump doing, these people, the higher up in the Democrat, they vest. They not know vest. This is an agenda. America is not like Africa, where somebody you take over, you want to run with your own agenda, you want to do your own thing, you get your own plane, you want to go by your own plane. This country here, the people get plane. The high looking at, they get plane. If everybody say we're going this way, you will go this way. If you
You
try
go.
to bend, they will deal with you. The how the country here looking at. So when you see these Democrats, they are people that are very crafty. Behind the scene, they are supporting this ideology because this ideology is
Yeah,
about
I
making
believe you
America
because
what
I'm cutting you
America
off
wants.
because I remember Joe Biden. He said he put $25 million bounty on Maduro. Then when Trump came to power, they arrested Maduro. So you depending other than alignment.
They
Yeah.
are in alignment. Look, this thing is an agenda. The one where you now
It's
forfeit,
coming from
your friend
Biden.
can there, your friend will go and forfeit it. But
Yeah.
this just tell you that we have a president that is very dull. We have a president that is absent-minded. Because you can't tell me that Joseph Newman Boyka stayed 12 years as vice president with all these plenty 40 years in government that you don't understand international, relation. You don't know what happened to President Tobo, Tobo, with the PLO, the Palestinian Liberation,
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah. Yasser
We will
Arafat.
copy that other history here.
Yeah, with
You
Yasser
don't know
Arafat.
what
Yeah.
today, President Tobo is not with us today. You
Yeah,
not know.
yeah. Yeah, alignment with
So when coming to
PLO.
come teach that other story there, it will be when coming to come teach it. But you don't know what happened. Just like at the time you were in the government, you were not to say you were not in the government. You were in the you knew. You think you know? Joseph Newman Boyka is aware. I gave you an example. You think Boyka don't know about what happened with the late President Samuel Kanyando? He worked in this man's government. He knows. When did President Samuel Kanyando start to get it difficult? When he made that pronouncement. My people, we got to pay the people money. No, I don't like, to go in the kind of DDA story. I don't know where I'm going today, coming with a BBT. But anyway, when he made this kind of remarks,
into these things.
we got to pay the people money, etc., and start doing his own thing, other thing like that. At the end of the day, it became a history.
But so Prince, what will be a benefit? What will be a benefit with the alignment with China?
My brother, the thing is that
China, Xi Jinping and Donald Trump in local here, they are rival, they are enemy, common enemy.
They are rival. You are right. They are rival. So the best thing that African nation can do is to stay on ground and not to take side when two big brothers they're fighting. In our tradition, your man and your papa fighting. You can't go hold your papa, but two. You can't hold something. They start coming, mama will papa something. So mama can slide you. You can't try it. At the end of the day, begin that you the one will suffer the pain.
Yeah.
But mama will not be something you can't. You hold mama here. You say, oh, there's that. At the end of the day, that you will feel the pain, my picking.
Yeah.
So in this kind of thing, you take it easy. Boyka Newman Boyka are supposed to know better that we on the platform with TG. The man where the people boast of 42-year experience. Look, Boyka has put Liberia into a mess. There are a lot of opportunities that we are going to miss because of the visa restriction. There are a lot of people who have been affected. There are businesses who even want to go to Liberia. There are other people who were partnershiping with other people to carry businesses to Liberia. For Liberia to be on a visa restriction, this is just to tell you that Joseph Newman Boyka is just an idiot that does not understand government and governance. Where these now the same people are telling president, they may not understand nothing. They may fall better than he. But a president, we are using a phone to rule. Then he was able to be in a good relationship, did not offend any one of these international partners. They are think a four is better than Joseph Newman Boyka here. So let's even agree. Okay, let's come to this argument now. You say, President, we are using a fool to lead. Okay, we agree. We come in to argue plenty. So I mean, President Weah Ford is better than Joseph Nima Boakai here. The man who stayed 42 years in power. Using a hey, you say President Weah was using a foot to lead. If President Weah was able to use a foot to be able to, diplomatically navigate his way, deal with China, deal with the United States, deal with all of these people
Okay,
that
then
he
Prince,
was using.
Prince,
Joseph Nima Boakai now using a hey, poor in that kind of trouble.
Prince,
They hey, para don't inside.
Prince.
Yes, sir.
I will put you. I will ask you. Don't play the devil. I will ask you another question.
No problem. Go ahead.
Because listen to me. I believe that Louis Brown, the government are aware. Listen, if the government, so you want to tell me? Listen to me. You want to tell me on George Weah? He did the same thing on George Weah. So George were aware at that time when George Weah said no, and I agree. So let me tell you,
No,
I
the
told
thing
you
is,
the guys were
the thing
agent.
is, no, at that time, this
Uh-huh.
guy made the thing very
So what's
clear.
it? Okay, what's the
This guy
difference
has
now?
an agenda.
What's
This
the
guy
difference now?
Fine. The difference here is that Louis Brown has his own agenda. His agenda
Uh-huh.
is that he aligned with this particular communist people. But my
Okay.
brother, plenty of things happen that will make Louis Brown, we not side with Uncle Sam. Plenty of things happen. You will not side with Uncle Sam. On plenty other things. There's so
So
many
because
things.
of one man record will damage the whole Republic of Liberia, and the president will stay there, sir.
Look, my brother, Boakai is aware of this thing. That maybe they want to use our man Louis Brown as a sacrificial lamb. Boakai is aware of it. Before you can represent a country at the United Nations, not a student of diplomat, but before you can represent a country at the United Nations and make such a major statement, there must be a communication between you, the foreign minister, and the president, because you represent the president foreign policy at the United Nations. That's how it's like. Louis Brown is representing the president policy at the United Nations.
So they're ready.
So before we come up with any statement, especially I'm talking about Bawati statement where you go, you talk, but such a statement of such, you must have called the president. There must be a meeting between the three of you. President Joseph Nima Boakai on the line, Sarah Bethel Nyati on the line. This is what we are supposed to do. What is your will and your pleasure? Should I go ahead? So Boakai is a word. That's why I continue to say, let's even agree that Boakai is not even aware. But look at of recent what Boakai did without Raptor Pele something. You saw it. Boakai was clapping for the girl, was shaking her head. Boakai was shaking the girl's head. And you saw Boakai even embracing her after the entire speech. Even after our own traditional
I'm cutting you off now. I'm cutting you off because the politics they play in the country. Now it's time for CDC now to use the opportunity to lash on them now. Yes.
One thing
No. Listen, they call it fire for fire. That's reality. It's not because they try to trimble that side now. CDC carry key now. They use that opportunity now because they get somebody in a corner within the Republican Party that working along with them. It's a time to.
Let me say something to you. The CDC will not take that route. You know why? Look,
why?
President Weah's love for Liberia is beyond just the politics. Look, if a leave President Weah alone, let me tell you the truth. You know President Weah better, my man, you know. A leave President Weah alone, he don't want for any Liberian to be hurt by whether a political decision or whatever decision. He does not want it. He wants that country to be peaceful. He wants that country to be quiet. But this is what I want to say before my brother comes. You guys see my brother raising his hand. Josiah Joker was one of those who went to Marapoluski office. They were reading. I got a clip here. I'll find a clip. They were reading a statement. Post-sanction on Liberia. Don't help Liberia because President Weah is the president. Our sister Yasini Kwehe Manti. That's why I'm surprised a few times, I know she's busy because, as time goes by, other stuff. I'm surprised these people are not talking. They're seeing that how you find Josiah Joker pray for. Now what happening now? When they were saying that.
How Yasini will talk? She's a liar. She's a propagandist. How she will talk?
Today, at the end of the day, they are not talking.
She can never talk. She's not relevant. She's not relevant anymore. She's dead on arrival.
As we said, Trump is not your usual politician. The main one, in fact, the policy of the United States now, because so many things are happening. Look, America is seriously putting things in order because she has said, there's some lady, she's putting things in order. The way she used to waste money, she will not waste money no more like that. This time now, that trade. You give me what I want, I give you what you want. Settle, we finish.
Yes.
And I get interest in you, you not get interest in me, we finish with our business, we finish. That's the new policy American is taking. Who told you all the thing, cancer in the other thing, cancer? Look, the political elites in this United States, they are happy. The intellectual they putting in there, you can do the damage. You know, I will give this example before we go to our brother Frank, because we're almost about time to close up.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming up, you know, as kids in Lockington there. You know, I used to be somebody who used to mock. I used to bully my man. Let me just put it this way. I used to know how to bully my man. And the thing is, I didn't have strength to fight. But my man where get strength to fight, I didn't want to tell me, say, ain't see that all. Especially when we play football. They will tell me and put me behind my opponent pole. When playing community, you know, beginning coming they play, we playing community league, looking time when you play nuclear coming play the other play. They will put me behind my opponent pole and say, you know what, just be voking that one episode. Just be voking him. Just be voking so you can distract him. As soon as you want to come for you, then we'll come there to come and protect you. I said, no problem, I'll be behind that pole. As soon as the ball coming to the other goal pass, I say, look, I will start provoking that one until sometimes he will jump from in the pole. You want to come for me. Before you want to come for me, then my man can't arrive. Hey, my man, need man, what happened? Hey, man, go. Referee blow. Hey, my man, what you move from in the pole for? At the end of the day, we win through my provocation. What I'm saying here is that there are people who are just used to cause the commotion. And the real people who are supposed to be there to do whatever they want to do, they will come there to come and black. That's how the whole thing here looking. Joseph Newman Boyka is just using this particular guy called, how you call Louis Brown. Just using Louis Brown. He is aware. He fully aware. He orchestrated this thing. He is in the know of everything that is going on. This is Joseph Newman Boyka playbook. This is not something that is strange, that he's not aware of. He's aware of it. He sit down and pretend like he know what's going on. But he's fully aware. Look, Joseph Newman Boyka intent is to ensure that he damaged the relationship between Liberia and all of the major international partners. Because he know that he's not coming there 2029. Let me tell you something. If you always saying that Joseph Newman Boyka not coming, Joseph Newman Boyka know that he's not coming more than anybody else. So what he's doing, Joseph Newman Boyka is damaging all of the areas that he think when President Weah come, we have the opportunity to be able to easily go there and be able to get opportunity. That's what Boyka is doing. Boyka is that evil man who believe that, hey, I can't move from there now, I will spoil everything, I will break the bridge, so no one will soon pass over it. That's what Joseph Newman Boyka is doing. Watch up this 2026. You come and see what happened. 2026, 2027 going. You come and see what happened. Joseph Newman Boyka will start to show some real gross disrespect to international laws, to national laws, and start to break everything down because he believed that when President Weah come, he must soon find it easy. That is their plan. Joseph Newman Boyka is not thinking about who to succeed. You know, Jeremiah Kun is not a threat to. You know, nobody in that country is a political threat to President Weah coming back. He knows that very well. So all of these things that he's doing, he is fully aware. He is instigating these people to do it and sit at the back. Oh, my brother Frank, come in.
Thank you so much, Reverend. You see, way more right. Let me just dive into 1 minute what you were saying, and then I can use another minute to finish it up. You see, you're talking about, there's a time CDC is supposed to use this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference between the time CDC was in power versus the current government, right? They created stories, okay? They created stories, and then they brought those stories, right? Now, in your right mind, you, Raymond,
Yeah.
will not be brave, even though as much as with the fault of this government, right? You will not be brave to go to the Prime Minister of England and say, you know what, I want you to put sanction on Liberia because of BOAKAI. Because you know what, when they put sanction on Liberia, you're not going to affect BOAKAI. It will affect the common people, will affect the Liberian, and it will affect people even in the diaspora who have to now use extra money back home. You see it? So you can't do that because you are very sensible. Okay, you can't do that, right?
I can do that. I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay.
Prince Tine do that. Prince Tine did that. Prince Tine, they lie. So
okay,
listen to me.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? That's the difference between the CDC and those people, right? Because what happened here is the reason why I said CDC will not do this, right? For them, they created lies. CDC will not create lies. And the truth here is, right, their own, how they call it, method of ruling, right?
But no, this not allowed. They're throwing America under the bus. Just need to rectify it. Just need to say your statement.
Wait more. Why we want to be part of the problem that they are causing? America is already dealing with them. What? Listen, wait more. Why are we going to America to tell America to do this when America already dealing with them? If America were not dealing with them, right, then maybe we can do something. But they're already dealing with them. Why we want to go and say America do this? No, they are already dealing with them. So all we need to do is to discuss them that yeah, they are dealing with you because of what you are doing. For us, we did not do this. And you lie on us to the extent you came out now and said you lie on us. For example, the president was not doing nothing. President George Manda, we are. I mean, 6 months into his presidency, Yasini Payne, and even Badela, these people came to Washington D.C. 6 months into presidential leadership. 6 months, and they came to the United Nations, Washington D.C., and then they start asking for sanctions against Liberia. Meanwhile, President George Manda, we are just 6 months, we are actually sitting nothing, and they're asking for sanctions. Okay? Unlike the CDC as a political party.
Okay, then why you say fire for fire?
No, when we say fire for fire, right?
Yeah.
For example, you see what a lot they say, President Weah did nothing. And then now they're using the same development. For example, they're using the same development coming out. They say, I come in with more. They're using the same development and they say they're doing this. We bring in all evidence on now, right? Now, when we say fire for fire, when they run propaganda, because at that time when they were doing their propaganda, we were not focusing on it, or the CDC were not focusing on it, because we're focusing on, you know what, we're doing the development, so we'll not get time for this. Right? This time around, we will not allow them to lie. But when we say fire for fire, for example, right, they're already doing their mistake. The United States is seeing it and taking action. Why we want to go there? They are already taking action. For example, they put visa restriction on them, right? Why we want to go that direction when they're already putting fire on it? All we need to do here is we will come here and tell the United States, thank you. That's a fire for fire. We will rejoice. That's a fire for fire. And tell them, oh, listen, you can be against us, right? You can be against us, you lie on us. But for we're not lying on you. We're not doing this. We are happy. Are you seeing it? Now, in fact, if we know that they are the one going on social media saying that, why are we happy? You know that? They're saying that CDC or the supporter of CDC are happy. Why are they happy against their own country when they're doing this? That's a fire for fire. We are happy. They are going through this, and their government is going through this, and the United States is doing this to them. We are happy for it because, in fact, they were happy. They said they want for President Weah to die so he can end his 6th term, so that they can have interim government, so that these things can happen. They said all these things. You see it? We're not running propaganda against it. It is their own government that they're running that is affecting them, and the United States is taking action, not funding. I mean, remember, CDC have not gone anywhere to take these people anywhere. No funding coming in. Why we want to go to the already? No funding coming in. The people like the USA is saying they blame black bloc. Why they only blame black bloc? So all we need to do, the fire for fire to come here and tell them, Yahweh, whip what you guys saw. We are happy for them, what they're going through. And then we were telling the brown people, these are the kind of people y'all voted for. That's the fire for fire. We're not going to sit them back and say, oh, no, you know what? Liberia is our country. We need to come together. What are people going through? What are the country? We're not going to do that. That's a fire for fire. They're already going through it. Why would you?
Okay.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. I want to play a video here before we have at least maybe about 30 seconds, and then we take our leave. I want to play this video, courtesy of Susan Bangay. I want to play this video here so that we all can see it. Let's get this video. Let's get this video here so that we can play it for people to hear. And the question I'm going to be asking will come from this video. Let me play this video here. Sorry. Okay, fine. So let's play this video, and I want you to listen to this video, my people. Please listen to this.
Conveniently in the state or somewhere in Georgia, because you said now conveniently in the state or somewhere in Georgia, you think you enjoy life. I got a message for you. You're gonna kill me. If you don't come back to build your country for yourself, your business. Because you said now conveniently in the state or somewhere in Georgia, you think you enjoy life. I got a message for you. You're gonna kill me. If you don't come back to build your country for yourself, your business.
My brother Jake, you are
Yeah.
listening to Joseph Newman Boyka here. This was the statement that was made by the president of your nation, where Liberians in the United States made the highest remittance to Liberia, where they contribute in the development in terms of infrastructure, etc., etc. When this issue of deporting Liberians started, people expected that the president, along with his foreign minister, they were going to sit down, meet the United States, and through diplomatic means,
Mm-hmm.
talk to them and say, look, Liberia right now is in a daring situation. We don't have, job is not created, etc., etc. Our people here are really helping us in terms of making sure that our economy is stable. Please see how best you can, work with our people so that they can be here legally. That was not what President Boyka did. I just played the video. Instead of intervening in those Liberians that are spending money, that are helping back home, even helping his government, Joseph Newman Boyka mocked Liberia and said, you stay down there. Trump coming for you. You don't come to Liberia here to come build. How do you expect people of various professional background to go in Liberia, a place where the job is not even sufficient? Some of the jobs that we are doing here, we can't even do it in Liberia because that system is not even there. The facility may not be there. But you see Joseph Newman Boyka mocking at Liberia, a nation where the people have lived in for a very long time and almost like it's part of every Liberian's dream. Or you mocking Liberia and say they must go back home, like you get job for them. Today, Liberians are being affected by this. Do you think that it is sincere enough for us to believe that Boyka is somebody who does not even care about the Liberian people? Let's hear from you listening to this play. What you make of it.
I like
We can just run up and close
into
this.
yeah. When I say on, I like to the follow. I like why Susan. I will tell you why Susan shared this video. It came from Susan from Australia. I thank God she shared this video. There's a video circulating on social media that are going viral. Everybody in America addressing it. They having podcast, short clip. A girl, because as your immigration people that get cracked down on illegal and criminals in the country, in Minnesota cracking down on people, the Somalian for fraud and other things, they don't know the whole details. So the girl made a video say, oh, it's good for you, let us crack the other down for you to come back because we won't be asking you for $50. So that thing go viral. But not knowing everybody coming for the particular girl. Susan played the video because for a reason. We know we get gullible in Auckland society. When I say true, I believe it abroad a low IQ country in Africa. We are one of 5 or 10 low IQ country in the whole continent of Africa. 1.7 billion people, I believe it. They coming for that girl to the full years because that girl made a statement. And they're forgetting to know the president make the same Auckland statement. The president make the worst statement, president of the nation. Why we spending $350 million a year on remitted facts? I said $350 with the end $1 million a year in the Liberian economy. We the engine of the Liberian economy. The president made that statement. Nobody comment. The president's statement I didn't go viral. So Susan took on because they were bashing a particular girl with a gullible say or the country or the war. Because the guy made statement because you were in your feelings and other things then. But the president, the commander-in-chief of the president, commander-in-chief, the mayor that control the Republic of Liberia, as he said, Well, Besto, Nyanti, all these people sort of go have diplomatic relationship, go to Marco Rubio and other people and say, listen to me. We keep on it's a fragile nation. We keep on we just transfer power. This is a first election, top election. So your plea gave us a chance because our people, they're the engine of the Liberian economy, why they working here whatsoever. He threw them under the bus. So nobody come for the president. Nobody said, no, Mr. President, to apologize. He never apologized. He never made a statement. So today they gave me that statement. It went viral. They tried to, so that why Susan decided to post a particular video, say, but why are you coming for that particular girl only? Why the head of the country make this statement? I told say you are done. Then why you descend on the president? Why most of you in green podcast and play the president video to say, no, Mr. President, you crossed the line. We the engine. That's why you call us December in the country. We the engine of the Liberian economy. With all our remittance today, the whole economy will sink. Nobody say it. Nobody say nothing like that. But the time went after that girl, because the girl was saying, you're feeding maybe a boyfriend, somebody, the relationship happened, it went wrong. She venting on it, on maybe probably a boyfriend or relative. She just make a statement, it went viral. And why Susan took out a particular video and played for the Liberian people. But she got videos circulating around the world, around the Liberian community, all around the world. That people playing, they have a show on it because us rating people. I don't get the people don't even what they call. They don't know what your story, our story. They don't just catch you. They just deport you. No, they make deporting criminals. But when I ask questions, they say, "Oh, we're talking to power. You deport. I'm a Liberian. I'm a Liberian. I already deported." In the country, they tell me the person need that thing Liberian can say, oh, I don't deport me. No, they don't just deport that. No. If you get small stay whatsoever. But the president make this statement, and the president never apologized. With the eating of the Liberian economy, $350 million. I know about that statistic. 300, even during Ellington, Georgetown, it's still that because of that time a little bit reduced, the remittance and drop a little bit. It dropped a little bit. But the president made up the statement. That whole video, he never apologized, and now as deporting, as trying to crack down Liberians whatsoever. But why they never condemned the president at that time? You see the biases. You see the bias in America. That what they see in America today, they don't want help. When I remember Prince, the whole America having podcasts. They have what 800 and 500 podcasts concerning Joshua. We can see how the social media enter today. Those that were used to talk, blah, 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 blah. You see them talking, you're sitting there, we're talking about today, that were parading and the Congress and thing, Washington, D.C., carrying letters upon letter, pamphlet to sanction. You can see, no, other than all these people that wrote book, other than Harley. They spread that gibberish today, so you gotta see what the country turning to. So that statement, there's a reason why Susan Bange played that video, and the president never apologized.
You know, let me just respond to one of our commenters. We don't care whether the United States plays signature on 300 countries or 500 countries. It's not our business. What is our business is Liberia.
Yes.
We want to know about which one of the country they put on sanction, on visa restriction. No, that is not our business. That's why when we come here to discuss, we discuss about Liberia, for Liberia, and of Liberia. So we don't dignify the other people country. They get their own, they will shut in their own, they know why. We are talking about our own country, something that affects us. I don't have any family member in Somalia. I don't get no family member there. Or my properties are not there. I don't get any investment there. The place I get investment, the place I get things that in Liberia. So that's why I will focus on it. And yesterday, remember, there were just individuals that were placed on sanction. And the Unity Party, they ran with it. They were so excited. I used to say, but today, the entire country, including the president himself, on a visa restriction, believe it or not. He's on a visa restriction.
Involved, yes.
The president is involved on visa restriction, the entire country. So this is damaging. This is troubling for all of us. But let's go as to our brother Frank as he concludes from his end.
Yeah, let me start with what we said, guy. We said, if you understand the relationship between Liberia and the U.S., and this is happening to Liberia from the U.S., I don't think you will make such statement or write any comment here to say nobody reading your comments and things. Do you know what it means for the United States to put Liberia in the same category as Somalia? Do you know what it means for the United States to put Liberia in the same category as Iran? Do you know what it means for the United States to put Liberia in the same category as Sudan? Then you come here and say, we're not talking about your quote or your comment. What you put in here that we can't challenge? Do you know? Let me tell you something. First of all, when when the United States is banning any country when it comes to visa, it's not even supposed to be Liberia in the first place. So if the United States is doing it, we're supposed to ask questions. Why is the United States doing this? We're not talking about other countries. Our country will discuss the reason. Our country know why. We're not here to discuss our country. In the first place, let me tell you something. You said 75 countries. Can you name those 75 countries and you see the relationship between the U.S. and those countries? Do you know where Liberia has come from when we're talking about? Let me tell you something. When we're talking about sanctions, have you seen Great Britain putting sanctions on Ghana, Nigeria, when we're talking about visa restriction and things? Because these are, how I call it, colonial time, and from that time, they still have that relationship and they keep that relationship. But understand that if the United States is doing this, the truth here is the United States does not want for Liberia to flip into her hand. Because Liberia is the only country she have in Africa, unlike other countries that have 2-3 nations in Africa. You see, France has all the struggling today. You think America want to be in that stage? No. But the truth here is, America has to act like big brother or a father. They will pull your head, so you can listen. The truth here is, your government that you support, they put us in this problem. You're not even supposed to be on a visa ban list as a country like Somalia or Iran. You know what that means? Come on, man. But let me say this.
You're getting me relevant too much, man.
Let me say this. Let me say, no, he said we don't respect him, but we're educating. Let me say this. You see, there is a news going out right now, right? We'll say accordingly. And they say it's coming from the executive mansion. You see what they're trying to do? Because it's like this issue have been discussed that it is the government fault. So the government now is trying to come out with a narrative, and we have learned that according to news that we're hearing out there, they have hired some lobbyists in Washington, D.C., right? So that, you see, that's the Baka. Look, that video Brother Prince just played right now, Baka is wicked in the first place. Baka is happy for Trump or for the government of the United States to deport Liberian back, and he's happy. And it is true that news that we're hearing, because he made that comment, right? It is true that news that we are hearing that is coming from the executive marshal. They are saying that the United States government should revoke temporary protected status for Liberia in the U.S. because now they are lobbying to say it is those Liberians that are on the temporary protected status that are on government welfare and things. So the United States government should deport them. No, it could be true. Because what can made that statement? It is the executive branch of government that made that statement that print play. So if Baka can make that statement, and we are hearing that there are the news from the executive branch is that so that this is what they are planning to do. They are doing this right so that if it happens, then they will say, you see, everybody came out and said it was Louis Brown statement, it was this, it's not this, it's not Louis Brown, it's because of this, and that's why they are deporting these people, they are taking the temporary status from them. And we are saying this, you people Liberian, this is a government that you people put in power, even most of you in the diaspora. Not collecting your people in Liberia that will vote for John. Y'all will not support them. They will vote for Baka, and your people are under the influence of fear. And then when they voted for Baka, some of you because you're working and your people are depending on you, and because of fear, your people did not vote for George Weah because they wanted for you to support them. And you were on temporary status. And now BOAKAI is saying they are coming for you people that are on temporary protected status.
They're not deporting nobody, my man. I'm a Republican. They're not deporting the lion trunk.
No, I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it. If it happens.
They don't know about my party. We want to deport criminals.
So, fellow Liberians, those of you who want to weigh in, we are going to give you at least, maybe give one or two persons the opportunity to call so we can hear from you. Beginning next week, at least we take about 30 minutes ahead of time or 20 minutes so that you can also call. So let's take this caller. Let's take this very first caller here on the line. Hello, caller, your name and where you've joined us from. Welcome.
Oh, my greatest pleasure. And sorry, my name is Austin, the legend. I'm the one commenting in your comment section. And just, perhaps you can just tell me how many minutes allotted for me.
Yeah, we'll give you 2 minutes. We'll give you 2 minutes.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. So here is my point. A lot of people have not realized these visa restrictions. America does not have Liberia as its only ally on that list. Go and read. But her friend asked me if I'm aware of the list. It's of 5 countries. Djibouti is an ally of America. Go and read. The luxury of having internet age. Somalia is an ally of America. They are both placed on that restriction. An ally of America, meaning they are America's partner. Places America has U.S. marine base. Countries like that, like Liberia, we used to have U.S. marine base. We are America's ally. So my question is to anybody in the world, if America decides it's going to put 10 countries on restriction, which of those countries can do anything about it? No country can do about it. Who they want to put on restriction? And there's a reason why. If you allow me, I can tell you why they put those countries on restriction. It has nothing to do with what Louis Brown said. It has nothing to do with Barry Brown. I'm not defending Louis Brown because I was wrong, and you all are right. What Louis Brown said is nothing give a good reflection. It gives like a bad reflection. I support right. I don't like wrong. So I will always say when something is wrong. But you cannot tell me, and no one in this world can convince me that Liberia been placed on a restriction with 75 countries, they can do anything about it, or it has something to do with Liberia saying something bad against America. No, it has no bearing at all. And that's the point I want people to grasp.
So can you tell us what's the reason?
So,
anything otherwise, go ahead.
Yeah. So, can you tell us? Let me merge this particular line. Let me see.
Awesome.
Accept and let me see who will accept.
Priya, let me go back and forth with somebody. They may just need to make a call.
Yes, there is another call I'm going to take, but I will take this call later. But just, let me give you another 30 seconds to just dive in and maybe
just make a statement.
Not say of the reason. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Here is the reasoning. There are countries that America have found out to be having improprieties with overstaying. Like people go to the States, from these countries, they overstay. I'm not inferring like any other country, particular 75 countries on the restriction today. The America observed the reason why they want to place this restriction. They want to work on some things. Like people come to America, they overstay, they're getting visa from these countries in Africa in order. So they're using this now as a means of studying to come up with some decisions where they're going to make a final decision. For instance, they say, hey, we're going to place permanent restriction on X, Y, and Z. That's why they put it on temporary. This is a temporary stuff. Let me give you an example, something that is very, like something that is more noticeable. If America placed officials from government in Ghana on a sanction because they are carrying on corruption in Ghana, because why? Pinpoint to the people who are
corruption in Ghana again.
The same thing as the past government of CDC in the place where
Ghana here.
Yeah,
nobody
government supported
and say, hey, people are stealing and place sanction on them. No, you may suggest America.
Like you call it Ghanaian minister that they put on sanction for America. What kind of lie is that?
Government, GMB government.
What kind of lie is that?
They don't even know what you're talking about.
Thank you.
That's just a lie. I'm a Republican. I follow my government, not lie.
Thank you so much. I think there are other people who are calling, but thank you so much. I really appreciate the time. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's accept this call. Hello, caller. Your name and where you've joined us from. Welcome.
Oh yes, hello, Mr. Prince. My name is DJ Ba. I'm calling from the People's Republic of China, Beijing.
Thank you, sir. Welcome. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I was on your live, watching your live. You know.
Yeah, sure,
and
definitely.
I watched my brother Jacob, Paul Jacob. I see my brother Paul Jacob on your live, and also you know me long time during the campaign time. I always used to be on your live.
Definitely.
What happened, my man? Prince. Let me tell you something. Do you know what happened to our country? Our country, we have a lot of educated fools. Most of them claim that they know, but they don't know nothing. America is Liberia's greatest ally on the planet Earth. Do you know what Joseph Boga is claiming? They are the one that brought the overhead bridge to Liberia. You know, it's because we are the one who discussed with China. I was in China when Jeffrey came here. He discussed with China about that bridge project. That bridge is supposed to be built long term with the administration of King George. But the reason that bridge, the people took some time off and stopped the project is because Liberia didn't vote for China.
Yes.
China was having problems with America in the UN, and Liberia voted against China. That's how China pushed hold to that bridge project with some millions that they promised Liberia. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But the Liberian government didn't talk about that. For me, I knew about that. That's why you see that bridge was on hold.
Sure.
When Joseph Boga came, they discussed with the Chinese government, and the Chinese government gave back to be built. But like George, we are the one arranged that whole overhead project. But because they didn't vote for China against America, that's why China put hold to that bridge.
Yeah, that is fact.
The place that we were fucked up is for that stupid man called Louis Brown to go and say that thing against America, against Venezuela. So America, now they want to punish us. But we have to be very vigilant and smart. So quickly go and try to discuss with Donald Trump to forgive Liberia. Because Liberia is an ally for America. We don't have to do anything against America's will. If you don't know today, I will tell you, Prince, in America, there, if you want to survive, be a Republican. Try to be visiting Texas, the state of Texas. Go and be a partisan in the Republican Party. And you will survive in America. Liberia is a state of America. Liberia was bought. So let me tell you about American government. There are two parties in America, the Republican and the Democrat. Those two parties, they are having majority of the earth. If you check in South America, there you see the president of Haiti. I think you know the story between Haiti and this man, what they call Bill Clinton. I think you know the story about some things like that, about the Democrat Party. They are the one that having Haiti. The Democrat Party is Haiti belongs to the Democrat Party. They can do anything in Haiti. The Republican cannot talk anything. Tell Liberia. The Republican can do anything in Liberia. Democrat people cannot talk nothing. Why you see this man refuse to come to Liberia during his time? He went to Ghana. Our own black man, I can't say this guy, man.
Obama.
That black president. Obama. Why he went to Ghana? He didn't come to. I welcome to Liberia. Eh? Liberia is a Republican Party, brother. So you're in America there, you're citizen there, you should try to go the Republican Party. You will survive. Most of you, anything you want to do in Liberia, if you want to run to become senator, you want to run to become anything, go through that Republican Party. And you will see how you get connected in Liberia.
Oh,
Liberia
God.
for the people. Not in Liberia, you can see 70 part of Liberia. You see some white guys and they're there. You see the girls that, you see, oh, what are white men doing in the area so? What are white men there? What are white men there? It is a story, it's a fiscal. They are all Republican Party spies. They are the ones running Liberia to the embassy. If you don't know, I will tell you today. In our House of Temporal Justice, they are all there. They are the ones that the prosecutor there take orders from. They are the ones do all the things control Liberia. They don't program with Joe Vienna, they don't do nothing with all the Republican Party giving it go ahead.
Thank
So,
you. Thank
man,
you.
that little brown man, you need to be talking that thing that he said. You need to talk about it. You don't say that he do it. I need a cross for Liberia to be on station today. Louis Brown is a criminal.
Thank
you. Want to take that chancellor all idea.
Prince, let's close now. Prince, it's 2:40 now.
Sure.
2 hours, 40 minutes now.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Prince,
Yeah.
close now.
Thank you, DJ Van. Thank you. Thank you so much.
DJ Van. DJ Van, easy.
Thank you so much. All right. So, fellow Liberian, there we have it. We want to say thanks for those of you who called in. My brother, we say, you can give me a call after the show. We can talk and then find a time so you can come on that we can have a conversation. But thank you so much, all of you who comment, all of you who call is very important. Lastly, I want to send an announcement out here. There will be a convention in New York. The CDC-USA will be having her convention in New York. The CDC-USA New York chapter will be having her local convention in New York. That will be the 21st of February. So all of you are invited as we gear towards
the former president will be there.
Yeah, he will be for the national convention. That will be in June of this year. So
but that's good news for you. That's good news for you.
Yeah, so these are all local conventions that gear up for the national convention. So on February 21st, the New York chapter will be having her local convention. So we urge all of you to join us there, and let's have a wonderful, wonderful time there in New York. On this note, I want to say thanks to my brother Frank. I want to say thanks to you, my brother Jake, for the time, and to all of our commenters and our sharers. Until we meet again another day, have yourself a God-blessed day. And bye.
Bye-bye.
We want to encourage those who want to remain corrupt and steal money, that I beg them. The money should be used to bless our people. Thank you and God bless.